and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome into St. Louis Ambush Soccer right here on MASL TV. Joey Zanaboni and the best-dressed man in the MASL, Matt Rocchio, here for you at the Family Arena in St. Charles, just about to get out of the gate for the 2022-2023 season. Boy, am I excited. And this new-look Ambush team headed by Jeff Locker, I think they look very sharp.
Quite literally, I think the new jerseys are looking good, Joey.
Feel the teal, back the black.
I'm loving the way they're looking, and we talked to Jeff Locker before the game started, and he said he's loving how this team is looking. They're practicing with their goal, and he thinks they look better across every position from last year.
And it's a different team. No longer with Mo NDI, Vadim Kojakov at least temporarily is sidelined, Will Niamsi also temporarily sidelined. But there's been a lot of improvements at other positions. Should make for a very interesting matchup against this Kansas City Comets side that once again is headed up by the ageless Leo Gibson.
I tell you what, he keeps getting older, but he keeps playing younger. I've never liked math that much in the first place.
Fountain of youth. I'm not even going to guess how old this guy is. He's absolutely phenomenal out there on the turf, and great on the bench as well, where this year he's going to be joined by a history maker, Jenna Weinbrenner with the Kansas City Current. She's a defender with that side, and now making history in the MASL as the first ever female coach.
You love it when somebody makes history. You like it when these leagues are able to step out of their comfort zone and make a move like that. And also, I think it's good to challenge Leo Gibson. Maybe he's not the best player coach on this roster anymore.
Hey, he's about to come out here. We'll see what he says about that. We're going to have a lot of fun out here tonight. Family Arena in St. Charles going to be rocking, and they're going to be rocking for one player, I think, in particular. Back between the pipes, providing a little bit of stability to a goal-keeping crew, a core that was kind of hurly-burly all over the place. Not anymore. The Brazilian Rob Lowe. Paulo is back in the net tonight. What do you expect out of this fan favorite?
I expect a brick wall. That's what we've been expecting all year last year. It was a position in flux the entire season. It affected them down to the practice level. So will that expand to the entire team? You know, having a leader like him is going to be huge back in goal.
Ambush Soccer is back. The 2022-2023 season starts right after this on MASL TV.
Help members access their money anytime, anywhere.
You're telling me that my Together Credit Union checking account has no minimums or monthly fees? And I can get cash for the game with Gary at pretty much any ATM?
Uh-huh.
Nice.
Go team!
At Raising Cane's, we focus on getting it right every time. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at workatcanes.com.
The doctors of Signature Orthopedics are committed to providing the most advanced and innovative diagnostic, treatment, and if needed, surgical options available in the entire St. Louis region. With 22 orthopedic surgeons and pain management specialists, board certified in every aspect of orthopedic care, including sports medicine, we have you covered. From foot, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and spine. Contact Signature Orthopedics today.
The official match ball of the MASL is designed and produced by Flight. Expertly designed for the indoor game, Flight is the premier partner of choice. Flight, challenge everything. MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note at MASLsoccer.com. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening once again, and welcome to the Family Arena in St. Charles, Axios Field, playing host tonight to the MASL opener for 2022-2023. Joey Zanaboni, Matt Rocchio out here in the reverse mime costumes for you. All the stars with us, from Santa Claus to Kevin Ellis to everybody in between. You got to be fired up for this.
Absolutely. Anytime there's a season opener, anytime you've been rearing to go for what? 8 months now, 7 months now, we've been rearing to go to get back, Joey. We're back in the Family Arena, and how about the matchup that you get to come back with? How else are you going to start a season but the St. Louis Ambush versus the Kansas City Comets? No better way.
I-70 series, my favorite highway, and my two favorite teams, though I do like one of them slightly better than the other, and my favorite clad here in the teal and white tonight, Ambush, going right to left to start this one. Leo Gibson's Kansas City Comets side, they are clad in their all red. Want to see a game live? Visit Sports Illustrated Tickets for the best tickets to see the MASL action in your favorite arenas. The MASL this season, proud to partner with Alt Sports Data. Alt Sports Data is now the official sports data partner of the Major Arena Soccer League, the San Diego-based leader in trading and consumer data for action, alternative, and emerging sports will help deliver an enhanced fan experience to their expanding audience. Thank you to all of our great sponsors, and thank you to everybody out there with us across Twitch TV land. You and I, this is only our second game on Twitch ever, but we know what a great reach this has, and so happy to welcome in fans not just from across the country, but really from across the world.
Absolutely, just a great way to reach out to our fans. The comment section is already live, Joey Zanaboni. If you want to, throw out what you're thinking about the game throughout the game on the comment section, please do. We'll be checking it out.
You know we will. Ambush Comets about to kick off this 2022-2023 MASL campaign, and there he is, the Brazilian Rob Lowe. Paulo, back from an ACL injury, 17, back where he belongs, between the pipes here at Axios Field. He'll be opposed on the other side by Nicolau Neto. Now we're going to see what we have on offense from both of these sides, but I think we can rest assured both these keepers will be sharp, and it's going to be a heck of a battle in goal.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how many balls actually get past these two incredible keepers. Obviously, Paulo being back for the St. Louis Ambush is one of the biggest storylines of the entire offseason leading into this season for the St. Louis Ambush. Heck, Joey, this is our first time getting to call a Paulo game. And all we heard about last year was, man, you guys are missing something this year because of the injury for him. This is our chance to finally see the Brazilian Rob Lowe, as you and I have both called him, back in net, and I'm excited for it.
I'm crediting you with that.
Thank you very much.
Came up with that. Mike Da Silva taps it here for the Comets and now crashes off the board. Heads it just wide. Clearance effort by Kevin Ellis, the former Comet. Going to be whistled dead, and the Ambush will be able to come out with this. So excited to have Kevin Ellis on this team. Not only a former Comet, but also formerly of Sporting KC.
Obviously, and he is a tough player. I mean, you see him down on the field, he is staunch. And I mean, he's a tough guy to get past. I do not envy the front line of these Comets trying to get past their former teammate tonight.
After a handball, plays it through SK, now flutters it out wide. Ellis going to quarterback from that center circle. 5'9" from the Kansas City, Missouri area. Gives off to Will SK, last year's team MVP. He feeds it right back. Ambush under the head coaching direction of Jeff Locker. The interim title has been shed. He's taken over as the official HC this year. Played here down low to Tony Walls in the middle. Robbie Cristo trying to crash a party. Now trying to use the crowbar. Knocked up in the air, chased loose by the Comets. Ellis there to greet it against Da Silva. And that'll bounce up and bounce into the first row of the crowd. Good little push there. I think Cristo this year, he's got one season indoor under his belt. I think this is really where he flourishes in his second season.
Yeah, they're going to expect a lot from him with this offense. They've obviously lost some firepower in a guy like Mo NDI, but Robbie Cristo, he came on late last season. If he's healthy, he can be a dominant forward in this league.
Eduardo Lalo Alonso Alejo trying to turn here and drawing a little bit of a tangle. It's going to be against Stefan Mijatovic, his first foul. Great to see Stefan back as well. The sideline for all but one Central Cup game last year with a fractured metatarsal. And chance for the Comets. Banged wide by Richard Schmerman, former Ambush. They sent it off the wall. Now, Lucia Tetsone leaving it out wide for the Kansas City Comets. This season series between these two teams last year, a classic. 3 wins each side. Goal differential was basically the same. And for St. Louis, I think that's about as well as this club has played against Kansas City in a while, trying to continue that solid play. Ignacio Flores leaving it down low. Dane Sinclair, quick shot. And Paulo, first time he gets the gloves on it here in his return season.
First time since really 2020 that we saw Paulo, or I guess late 2021 that we saw Paulo with a save. Feels good to call another Paulo save here in the Family Arena.
Sam Guernsey to Pepe. Now Paulo. Back toward the equator. Duduka Windexed it off his chest, trying to get some turnage. Swarmed here by Comets. Knocked loose briefly by Ray Lee. Grabbed in the back once again by Pepe. Had some phenomenal finishes on this turf last season. Moved outside through Christian Briggs. Marcel Berry gets it back in the middle. Briggs trying to take it to Berry down the slot. Berry stopped up at the last moment. Marcel able to win back. Tap to Duduka! Hulk! Gloves to it by Neto. Got it just over the bar. Trying to break out Lalo. Comets able to get composed once again. Go through Neto. Pestered up top by Lucas Almeida. He's not just on the field, he's also on the bench as the assistant coach this year. Got a deflection to help start the turnover. Played outside. Mijatovic looking to go to work. Stefan.
Yeah, we're going to have to pepper in the old jokes this year with him.
Pepe to SK. Well, we'll get a joke or two in this season, I'm sure, at some point. Pepe to Almeida from that mattress direct side. Pepe, such a calm presence in the back for the St. Louis team. SK skiing with it, bumped by Ali Sodal. Mijatovic on the receiving end. Here comes Paulo, trying to provide a little offense. Plays long, Almeida off the board, pressured by Lee, got over his head, and secured by Sodal.
That was a good little dummy there with letting the ball go over his head. If Otto Jahic is one step slower, the one time speed didn't play in his favor, he's one step slower, the ball is right there for him to blast it at the net.
Neto ski balls it loose. Comets back on the attack. Set up there by Lucas Souza. Head ball took a helicopter ride. Now another chance. That one knocked wide by Sodal. Picked up by Otto Jahic in the middle. He's got a little badminton game going. Fires this off the window. Jahic, who led Team USA to a gold at the World Futsal Championships in Europe just about a month ago. Firing that one wide. And I think this is going to be a breakout season for him as well. Otto Jahic, widely considered to be the most mispronounced name in the league last year. Folks, don't call him Otto Jakic. It's Otto Jahic.
You know, I think Tatsane was number 2 in that one.
Well, silver medal is not bad. James Togba.
Tell that to the American futsal team.
Off the board, Tatsane pressured here by Guernsey. Guernsey secret services him. Sent to the far side. Barry on the takeaway, trying to jar back toward the middle. Neto got a finger to it, and it's going to be whistled back. And it looks like the Ambush are going to have a chance down deep.
Gotta love the offense right here from the Ambush. The pressure they're putting on the Comets. It's a stout defense with a great goalie behind it. You gotta constantly get pressure on them. You gotta constantly be putting shots on the net if you want to win this game.
Tatsane on a foul, and now Mijatovic upended. Clean tackles, say our referees, led by Ryan Sigic, the crew chief. And Comets, Tatsane leaving it down low. Sent back up toward midfield. Sigic joined by Brian Miller. Matthew Rodman, our fourth tonight, is Michael Heath Jr. Mijatovic scrambling for it. He and Sinclair, a little bit of a tangle. Sinclair, the midfielder out of Kingston, Jamaica, about to celebrate his 34th birthday come January, goes down. And squaring it up. John Sosa, no real changes from last season. He was all over their set pieces. Burned us a couple of times. Tristan Austin, Tony Walls on the wall. Sosa uses the putter, quick shot. Mijatovic with a block, second chance, that's Paulo right there. Bricks that shot for Ignacio Flores. Flores trying to reclaim. Mijatovic boxing out. Now finding Walls. He's got a man in transition. Austin on the other side. Flushed to the near side by Ray Lee. Chased out by Neto, and that will ricochet up into the stands.
Joey, he just headed off to the bench, but another big name for the Ambush coming back this season, obviously, Stefan Mijatovic. We lost him early in last season to that unfortunate injury. He's back, and he's such a calming presence in that midfield and that defense. He was a huge loss for them last year. It took them a while to really find their legs again after that injury. Huge having him back there in the back end.
But he still had the outfit of the year. Showed up to the first game against the Kansas City Comets. Actually, it was the second. It was the first after the season opener in a bright orange tracksuit, and St. Louis ended up winning it 6-5.
I love that.
Guys went over and were celebrating with him throughout the game. And I still think of that as the fashion statement of the year in the MASL.
That was a strong look. That was a strong look from Stefan.
Pepe to Austin.
Tristan really is one of the players I'm most excited to see from the Ambush this year. His energy is infectious. Look at him right here. Starts the play over here, fighting for the ball over in the attacking third, fights it all the way over to the other side of the half mark before winning it again. That's great plate there from Tristan Austin.
Pursued by Christian Briggs. Banged off the far board by Flores. Briggs will take that right back. SK in the middle, Duduka up top. Left back in the center with Robbie Cristo as Guernsey gets back on. Eased out to Barry, 6 gone by. Ambush, Comets, season opener. Both of these teams, of course, they meet tomorrow in beautiful Independence, Missouri. Cable Dahmer Arena. And sticking a boot in there, Flores. Trying to pry it away from Marcel Barry. Flores looking for a little traction, and he just keeps coming. Flores fighting through, had Tatsane flying forward. Went back, and now Barry on a takeaway. Shakes and bakes. Guernsey easing outside now. Robbie Cristo, the St. Louis University Hall of Famer. Boy, he had some great moments here on this turf this season. Overall, it looked like he was getting adjusted to the indoor game as Barry goes down at the foul against Kansas City. Christo, though, you can't miss him. Tallest player on the field almost all the time. He's got great feet. Wonderful youngster here from the St. Louis area and represents the Croatian community here in St. Louis. St. Louis Ambush veteran Vadim Kochikov calling him on Instagram the Croatian Zlatan today.
I like that. And you know what? What was Zlatan Ibrahimovic famous for? Just absolutely hammering headers in on some nice silky crosses. And Robbie Christo, you look at him right now. Like you said, tallest player on the field. Can they get the kind of balls into the box with him that they need to? That was a big question last year. The Ambush's inability to really puncture these hard umbrella defenses. Right now they're having a little toughness with that right now. Crystal getting the ball wide. Can they get him the ball inside consistently tonight?
Mijatovic from the point. 7:47 remaining here in the opening stanza. A touch loose to Stefan Mijatovic. Sporting his usual 24. He's from Elmhurst, Illinois. And Kansas City, they've done quite a bit of jostling here. Lalo on the latest. That's 2 fouls, something to keep an eye on for Eduardo Alonso Alejo out of Rio Michoacan in Mexico. Take away by his Comets teammates. As Sosa tried to jar it loose. Played back through Neto. Pressure from Barry elides that. Lucas Souza in transition to the top of the arc. Bangs it wide. Yahic. Mijatovic on the ground, able to take it away. Barry, bit of space. Thread loose Almeida. Ambush switching. Walls, far corner. Pepe sees him. Quarterbacked off the glass. Ray Lee. Rainbows it loose. Ambush last season, a good year. Started with Greg Muir on the bench, and then Jeff Locker took over and took this team to 8 wins on the 2022 campaign. Now here in the 2022-2023 campaign. Joined by the legends, Jamie, Donnie, of course Goose back on this bench, and Almeida an assistant this year. Ali Sodal takes it away from Barry. Oh! What a great hustle effort from Marcel Berry to
Absolutely
chop that away,
incredible.
but looks like a card has suddenly gone up.
That was a late card there. It looked like it was a great play, and Pepe's going to have a little discussion with the officials from the late card. We had a full 2 or 3 seconds to react to that play before it came down. Obviously, Marcel Berry head in the sky now because he's bummed about that call. He thought he got away clean. We thought he got away clean on that one. I thought that was a good tackle.
And
Let's see here. We get the replay.
Card will match the sky. Blue variety for Marcel Berry. Power play coming for the Kansas City Comets. 6:25 left in the first. And, yeah, I did think that Berry was all right there on that takeaway. Went into the wrong box. It's the first game for everybody. Goes into the penalty box.
I was going to point that out. It is first game for everybody.
We've got great action out here all season long. Make sure you get your tickets at stlambush.com. Our first break here, media timeout, 6:25 to go in the first quarter. Ambush and the Kansas City Comets tomorrow at Cable Dom Arena. We've got our good friends Nick Vassos and Eric Bergrud on the call. Make sure you tune in on MASL TV via Twitch. Ambush are back in town December 11th, 4:05 against the Baltimore Blast. Then have one more game in the 2022 calendar year. That'll be against these Comets. 3:05 New Year's Eve. Come spend New Year's Eve at Axios Field Family Arena, St. Charles, Missouri. Tickets at stlambush.com. Taking a look at the schedule here for the Ambush. Comets, Wave, Comets, Comets, Wave, representing 6 of the first 7 games for this team. Seems like a good chance to get out and get moving in divisional play.
Yeah, when you can know a team that well, when you kind of lock in on their style of play, find out what makes them tick, what maybe things you can attack in that short span when maybe they can't adjust those things on the fly. You got to take advantage of that. Obviously, if you're showing weaknesses yourself, the Comets of the Wave are going to figure out because they're seeing you as well too. But if you can take advantage of it, they can give you a little bit of an edge.
This year, video replay has been introduced in the MASL, and it looks like this call is being reviewed by Sigic and this crew. Let's see if everything holds up. Barry's still in the box for the St. Louis Ambush. The scoreless so far in this I-70 series. And it looks like this is going to be reversed. Blue card has been torn up. Marcel Berry is out of the box, and when you look at that, we had it right, Matt.
Joey, I had no doubt, really. Not a single moment where I doubted that.
I had absolutely no doubt in my mind that you
all
were
the
correct.
intervening moments where I doubted it.
Sure. Well, there was a couple minutes there where it looked a
Excuse
little
those.
bit dicey,
just
but hey,
throw those out.
we can forget about those.
We don't need to count those.
Looked like a clean takeaway instead of a Kansas City power play. Ambush will stay 5-on-5 against this red-clad Kansas City side. Ellis going to go on the drop here, and he will battle against De Silva. One more look at that Barry takeaway.
As you see Barry come in from the right side, and really, I think that's a good change on the VR. He got his foot right in between Sodal's, and he got ball before he completely took out either of Sodal's feet. That's a clean tackle, definitionally clean tackle. Once you slow it down like that, you can see it clear. Some people say, I want the call in the real moment, but listen, you can see it right there. He gets in there clean. Good call by the refs to make it right there after the original call.
Probably saved a goal, and Kevin Ellis probably just saved a goal right there. Sends a meteor into the stands. 5:57. Now we will get that media timeout right here at Family Arena in St. Charles. Ambush 0, Kansas City Comets 0. This is St. Louis Ambush Soccer here on MASL TV. Ambush and the Comets. A lot of fun out here, and going back to that schedule, it is really heavy on the Comets and the Wave here in the early part of the season. Interrupted, though, by the Baltimore Blast. I know they're opening up against the Ontario Strikers here this weekend. Ontario, they've gone from the Ontario Fury to the Empire Strikers, I should say. What do you think about that hot name change in the MASL? It made headlines across social media this season.
Everyone else is always changing the second name, but changing the first name. It's kind of how a little bit of Golden State to it, I guess, if you really in the NBA. And I kind of like that feel to it. Who needs Oakland? Who needs San Francisco? Let's go with Golden State. I like the change.
So you like Fury or you like Strikers?
I listen. Either way you want to go with it, I think those are both really good names. I say go with Strikers. I like the feel of it. You got the Sockers. I like the Strikers. It's got a good soccer feel to it.
Strikers with a Y.
Also, I'm okay with that. Also, fun video game.
You'll have to explain that one to
Super
me.
Mario Strikers.
Oh, okay.
It was a soccer game. We got to play with Mario
Hey,
and Luigi.
Gateway Strikers, longtime club here in the St. Louis
That's what I'm saying. It's very soccer related. Why not roll with it?
Well, sure. Soccer, baseball,
Fury,
they're all
come on,
strikers
Joey.
in some way.
We're very happy people here.
That's right. The MASL, known as the jolliest of all the indoor soccer leagues.
Is that a Christmas reference?
We got Santa in the house. It's got to be.
You chose jolly. It's just it's a weird decision overall.
John Sosa, hopefully he keeps us jolly here.
Don't.
Duduka anchoring the wall in the middle. Oh, Paulo! Breaking things up like Olivia Wilde and Harry Styles. Huge diving save. And that's the first highlight moment for Paulo back.
And Vegas clears all the bets of what is Joey's first cultural reference of the 2022-2023 season. Clear all the bets out, ladies and gentlemen. It was Olivia Wilde and who?
Harry Styles.
There it is. Thank you.
They just broke up. Obviously,
right.
You're not reading People magazine as
not nearly enough as I
we had
should
hoped this offseason, Matt. Pepe.
Joey, I've been slacking apparently. My apologies to you and the audience.
Very outside. Mijatovic to the gold stripe. Hopefully that puts a little gasoline in these boots on the other side. Mijatovic to Cristo. Pepe. Off a tee, roll down to Duca. Looking to curl. Huge save by Paulo, keeping us scoreless. Close to being inside 5 here in this opening piece of pie. Takeaway Comets. Stolen by Souza, sent forward by Lee. Togba able to muscle it down. But the Tweety Bird comes back out. And we will see where they set this up. Mijatovic was ready to clear it loose.
Seems like the ref was just waiting for Togba to fall. He had been stumbling along after some admitted contact from Robbie Cristo, but it seems like he was just waiting to blow the whistle until Togba finally fell.
It sure does. Sosa on the strike. Paulo making the diving attempt. It went wide, though. Now it's cycled off the wall by Guernsey. Up top, Comets can't control. Yahic has it hit off the back. Foul went on Cristo, his first. Guernsey's clearance knocked loose by Souza. And Pepe will glide it out for the St. Louis Ambush. Sent forward, Almeida stumbled slightly. The far corner, thwarted by Neto. The punch loose, run-on opportunity Souza. Guernsey all over him in front of that penalty box. Yahic.
It didn't seem like Almeida knew that Neto was charging that hard on that ball. And I feel like there's got to be a call out there from somebody else, one of the midfield. It's kind of like a Wolf call or a Peter call.
Oh.
If you play basketball with Wolf or football with the Peter with the punt, there's got to be some kind of call to let them know, man, you're about to have somebody on your back. Make a play with it. There's a chance right there when Neto plays that aggressively. The ambush have to be ready for it and take advantage of it.
Did take it by surprise. Yahic takes a couple of fans by surprise. Bails that out of bounds. Now Neto with it at his feet. Neto. Sand wedge. Good pressure there from Briggs. Forces it back for Kansas City. Looking for some turnage. Tetsane pursued by Yahic.
Casey's really dominated the last 6-7 minutes. The ambush need to get some possession back right now because it is all Comets in the momentum.
Schmerman finding Tetsane. Parceled out down low. Now Tetsane gets the package back, finds a friend. Lalo! Paulo! Another chance. That one wide, loose in the middle. Looked like it was handed. And indeed, that'll be the call. Ambush defense all over it as Tetsane came falling through and got a piece.
Not too complicated, just a lack of awareness and kind of a brain fart on the defense for the ambush. That was Otto Yahic. He checked behind him. He looked behind him for Togba making that charge. He saw him. He just waited one split second to actually make the movement to actually cover him defensively. It's the little things like that that let up goals. Just the split second where you have the littlest mental just blank.
Well, brain farts were the only kind of farts my mom ever let me have. So you can always rely on that, right?
Get this
Matt?
man a goal so we can say something more clever than that.
Will SK off the wall. Almeida came streaking through. We wanted it there. Let's see, Mijatovic tiptoeing to Almeida. Been a minute here since the ambush have had a clean chance. Almeida went down. And Kansas City struggling to clear. Pepe has a twisted round. Receiving end Sodal. The punch back toward Paulo.
Risky play there by SK. Sodal got a little lucky there.
Pepe. Slowing things down. SK up top. Tristan Austin. Now Duduka comes off the bench. Switches out with SK. He's set up right at the top of the arc. 2:14 left first period. Touch to Berry. Mijatovic. From the cereal bowl.
Ambush clearly trying to isolate Duduka here. Little switch here, running Marcel Berry back and bringing Tristan Austin back up to the top three. But clearly right now, Duduka on Schmerman. Schmerman on Duduka, I should say, is the clear matchup the ambush want to get.
Berry. Duduka circling toward him. Hulk. Oh, what a pass. Berry off the board at the last second. Sinclair able to corral. Gonna work it loose. Berry! Got a boot to it. Grabbed by Neto. Distributed gratefully to Sosa.
Really is a game of bounces and angles, Joey. If Marcel Berry's able to get a little bit more of an angle off of the wall than he did, that falls right onto the foot of an ambush player, and we no longer have a tie game.
Sosa to Sinclair, taken care of by Paulo. Austin almost burst through on the other end.
There's that energy from Tristan Austin coming right up. And without guys like Vadim Kojikov and Will Niamsi in today's game because of visa issues, energy in the midfield from a guy like Tristan Austin is going to be super crucial throughout the entire game.
Ramon Palmer's pass, grabbed by the ambush defense. Now Palmer spins it back.
What a great tackle there from SK, getting his leg in there cleanly.
Ambush able to squirm it out. The veteran Sosa out of Medellin, Colombia. There's the escape hatch at the back. He will for Palmer.
There's the effort from Otto after the little mental blank on the last play. Love to see that coming back.
Outside, Lee stepping by. Oh, what a shot. Fails the bar exam, though. More law school necessary. What a great move, though, by Ray Lee. Unbelievable. He's from Kansas City. 5'11", another veteran that's so solid for Leo Gibson's side.
I mean, in the indoor game, when you have a defender who's as consistently solid as Rayleigh, and then you get the ball on the other side and he can step over into the middle and launch a shot like that, it's just so crucial.
Final 5 seconds here. Comets trying to jar it loose. Clock's going to stop with 2. There should be a simple clearance here for the ambush to take us on to the second. Nothing right now. A foul from Tetsane should be our final checkpoint of this first period. Goose eggs on the scoreboard. Matt, your final thoughts on this first?
Back and forth, really, the first 6 or 7 minutes went the way of the ambush. They got some good attempts. They just could not finish. And on the other side, it really was the determination, the veteran presence of the Comets, a team that plays well together, obviously, with getting to the championship game last year. This is a team that knows how to play. They know what they're doing. They're playing a solid first quarter.
Daniel's experience with Kickaroos is he loves putting on the jersey every Saturday. He comes out, enjoys being part of the team, playing around with the ball, learning the game from his coaches, and skills that can last him a lifetime.
You know, this is what young kids sports should be like. It should be fun, it should be engaging, it should be positive. And my son Henry, when I tell him today is Thursday, he's like, is tomorrow soccer day? It's like, no, tomorrow's Friday, and then Saturday is soccer day. For a 4-year-old to have that sort of desire to keep doing an activity, it says a lot about the program. I feel like every coach that we've interacted with, they truly enjoy working with the kids. So at the end of the practice, I make it a mission of mine to say thank you and say, hey, how is my kid doing? And they're all like, oh, he's having so much fun and we love having him. And so it's clear that everybody involved really enjoys kids.
I love soccer so much, and just being a part of the game, being able to coach kids and like being able to influence them like at such a young age in this great sport, it's really something.
At Raising Cane's, we focus on getting it right every time. Quality isn't complicated, and our menu is proof.
Raising Cane's chicken fingers, one love.
Now hiring awesome crew. Apply at workatcanes.com.
Take control. Make a healthy change. Maintain a healthy weight. Exercise regularly. Don't smoke or use smokeless tobacco. Eat a healthy diet. Limit alcohol. Protect yourself from the sun and avoid tanning beds. Protect against sexually transmitted infections. Get screening tests. For more 8 Ways tips, visit siteman.woostel.edu/take control.
The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Use promo code AMBUSH online for a buy one, get one free cheesesteak. The Post Sports Bar and Grill. Stay posted.
Ambush Soccer right here on MASL TV and Twitch. 0-0 ambush. Kansas City Comets opening up the MASL season here tonight. Remember, for the latest on the MASL, visit MASLsoccer.com. Your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note at MASLsoccer.com. Nothing. We will certainly live with that so far. A couple of really nice saves by Paulo. Kansas City, a few more opportunities. They've had the ball a little bit more on the ambush end. Only thing that matters, though, level ground going into the second. It seems like it's just a matter of time before this ambush offense gets a swagger once again.
Joe, we knew it was going to be more of a defensive match, just the construction of these teams with the two incredible goaltenders, but I don't think we'd have a completely scoreless first quarter of this MASL season, and not just game one for the Kansas City Comets and the St. Louis Ambush, but game one for the league. We got to get some goals on the board here in the first game, boys.
Let's see if we can do it. Controlling off the opening tap, Robert Cristo and Tony Walls about to get it going for the St. Louis Ambush here in this second 15. Shout out to DJ Prue on the tunes here tonight. He's keeping it rocking. And DJ Prue, this is the 10th season for the St. Louis Ambush. He's one of the few who can say that he's been with them all 10 years.
That's incredible. And you know what? The reason he's been here for 10 years because he's incredible at his job. Sometimes you can hear over our broadcast the incredible tunes he's spinning, but I mean, you got to get here to Family Arena for a game this year because he puts on an incredible atmosphere for all the fans here.
Eric Bergrud out in the crowd tonight. He says, it's a little loud in here. That's probably because of the tunes. So he says he can't hear you and I, Matt, but he says, you and Matt really look sharp. Appreciate that, Eric, a well-dressed man himself.
Very well-dressed man, and you know what? If I can dress half as well as him or broadcast a quarter as well as him, I'll be pretty happy with my life.
Ellis bouncing that one toward Walls. Punched away by Neto. Pursued by Barry.
Good effort there by Barry.
Ellis stayed patient. Back and forth with Cristo. Robbie calling for it in the middle. Cristo got a cuticle to it. Smashed out by Neto. Nitovic telling everybody to calm down here. Ellis to Walls. Mirko Sandovari on the defense, it won't matter! Crash on through, Tony Walls! Wear a unicorn costume to the crossbow range! Let's get speed!
What a goal there from the St. Louis Ambush. And we have the first goal of the MASL 2022-23 season, and it is Tony Walls. Remember that for your trivia question later on this year. And what a goal it was, sliding it right past. A long pass from former Comet Kevin Ellis. Tony Walls plays it off the wall and is able to slip it right under the left side of Nicolau Neto. What a goal from Tony Walls, using the wall perfectly. We said it earlier, it's a game of angles. If it bounces a little bit differently, it doesn't, but it worked perfectly. Tony Walls, that is the great way to play this little pinball game here as we get the first goal of the season.
You're going to see that on the Wallace Scorer Twitter account tomorrow, I'm sure. Use the board himself. Self-assisted goal, I'm giving him in my personal book.
Self-assisted Wallace scorer, I like it. I like
By
it.
Walls, nonetheless, living up to his name here at the Family Arena in St. Charles.
As it was happening, I was like, Walls off the wall? Is this going to be a goal? And then it happened. It was. Sometimes you just can't write it, Joey.
He had a game winner last year against Kansas City, and now that he is completely healthy, boy, is he going to be huge throughout the season for St. Louis. Kansas City trying to get it back quickly. Neto in the back.
Walls, DeDuca, Cristo. Name three guys who are going to score a lot of goals, and I wouldn't want to meet in the back of an alley late at night.
Well, hey, let's see if they ever
They are
get it out of
both.
this alley.
All three of them are huge, just stockily built guys, and I would not want to mess with them on a soccer field. Anywhere. These guys are built, and you saw it right there with Tony Walls, the way he was able to drop his, just kind of drop down a little bit, sit in the play, and just completely anchor his way through the Comets defender.
And like Walls, DeDuca this year, he's really back from injury. Came back last season from a pretty major injury, was still getting his feet under him. Season went along, looked better and better. This is another guy who is getting that first real full season healthy once again. We expect DeDuca Carvalho to be absolutely massive, both physically and metaphorically. That's served over the top. Barry, once again, able to take a fire extinguisher to it. And boy, has he been good getting back on these long serves. Paulo, hot air balloon ride, looking for Yahic. Poked back toward Ellis, ends up in the back with Briggs. And pressure comes from Flores. Briggs trying to hold strong, gets in front of Flores. Able to jar loose. Yahic and Almeida looking to get going. Lee fights Almeida off of it. Grabbed by Flores, poked here, Sosa. Lee a little bit awkward on the turnage. Yahic saying, I'll take him as Kansas City switches. Flores gets off. Looks like a little confusion coming off their bench. Tetsane comes back. Pushed into the back with Neto. Scoreless first. Walls breaks through in the opening moments of the second. 3.5 gone by, a little push. Almeida's not thrilled with the call. Restart coming though for Kansas City.
Listen, it's a good call. It's just I think it's the timing of the call that was going to be the complaint there from Lucas, because he clearly pushed him. There's no doubt about it.
Look at that brilliant goal.
Gosh, that was so talented, so much skill there from Tony Walls. Just so much great determination, again, to drop his body, make the pass off the wall, but then also able to move around the Comet defender and then get another shot on a great goalie like Neto. Neto's a big guy. When he presents himself like that big target, he's hard to shoot around.
Tetsane trying to flutter it back. Grabbed by Barry and Guernsey. Almeida leading the charge loose. Toe poked away by Sosa. Grabbed though by Walls. Could he have another in him? Two looking for two. Faked himself out there. Tetsane and
that was on purpose.
It always is.
Very good fake.
SK, great hustle. Risking the rug burn, trying to block it. Sent out of the back. Sosa against SK. Puts it through the middle. Now Sosa against Pepe. Sent over the top. Run on. Palmer. In the back, a slip and fall by Cristo. Luckily, that one banged just wide. Sosa, loose change. Across the breakfast buffet. Cristo trying to send it out. Stolen instead by Palmer.
Again, another player where there just needs to be a little bit more communication from the ambush on that one. Cristo didn't look like he had any idea that there was a charging Comet player. By the way, good pressure, though, from the Comets. I think that was Sodal. Excuse me, no, that was De Silva, who made great pressure there on Cristo.
Mirko Sanibari. Souza up top with Lalo. Kansas City, no entry here. Now they bang off the wall toward the top of the arc. It skips by De Silva. Luckily for the ambush, just misread it slightly. Paducah coming with some pressure. In the back against Togba. Punch forward, Lalo. Leaving, Souza. Using Togba as we get under 10 here. 9:21 left, second quarter. Take a 15-minute break at half. Right now the ambush looking great to go to the locker room with the lead. Togba. He surfs through, pushes outside, quick shot. Great block by Cristo. Uses that big frame and now is able to sluice it out. Togba on the reclaim. Yahic just going to step out towards Souza, who gets back to the bench over that Raising Cane sign. Touch to Togba. Briggs on the pressure. Togba was looking for the call. He got it. Two of them with a little dance step down the near side wall. Clock stops, 8:47 left here in the second. Ignacio Flores, he goes by Nacho from Santiago, Chile. About to take the strike. Sosa might really be the one, though. Just ease to him. Now, swatted outside. Barry, great energy he's had tonight. Austin pressuring Sosa. They have to use Neto in the back. Kansas City not really any great opportunities here in the second. Gonna be on one on now, though. Crossage! Clipped off of Briggs. Claimed by Yahic. Pressure heavy from Sinclair. Booted loose.
That was a great cross by Schwerman.
Perfect.
Great, I mean, perfect cross. Got it right across two different players without any touch from the goalie. You don't get that very often.
Sinclair looking for the circus finish. Juggled by the head of SK, or I should say the man bun of SK. Touch loose. Sosa push it outside. Back and forth we go in the MASL opener. Matt, I think you had a term for this game. The biggest American soccer game in the world today being played in America.
Yes, exactly. I think undeniable. You can't even argue with me about that qualification. This is the biggest soccer game in America today that is being played inside of America.
And we know they are watching in Qatar, across the world here as we open up the MASL season. Thank you to all of our great listeners across this great globe. Ellis chopped down there. Nacho got him. Whistle come out. Did the card come out, or will it come out? Doesn't appear so. Ellis perhaps looking for it. Conversation ongoing here with Ryan Sigic.
That was actually a good tackle. He came in a little bit hard, did Nacho, but looked to me like he got ball before he cleared out Ellis's legs.
Ellis Mijatovic shot parried away. Walls was lurking, trying to bang it home. Now scrambling back on the defense.
Great aggressive goaltending there by Nicolau Neto. He's so good at that. It's one of the things he's best at. But, man, that was an incredibly good play to get in front of Walls.
He's one of the class goaltenders in Nature Arena soccer for sure. Recirculated. Almeida. Ray Lee looking for a second chance. Sosa. Barry came over on the pressure. Now Lee looking to go to work against Walls. Pulls it back, and Tony didn't bite. Great defense. Slithers it up that near side wall. Barry pinballing back toward the middle. Lee knocked him down. And Tweety Bird blows again. Barry helped up. Nice sportsmanship there by Ramon Palmer. Restart quick. Ellis will slow it down. 6:35 left here in the first. Should have the media timeout coming up at perhaps the next whistle. SK. Ease back Ellis. And Kevin, Jeff Locker praising the intensity he brought to training. He said he's given a whole new dimension to this St. Louis Ambush team. Great presence last year for Kansas City. SK scoots it down to him. Ellis regathers, shot off the ankles of Sinclair, popped out to Yahic. Otto back to Guernsey. Pitch and catch, Yahic off the glass. off the foot of Sosa. Slammed, ball that lacks nutrition, spins up onto the Kansas City bench. And indeed, we will go to that media timeout, 5:54 left here in the second. Incredible finish by Tony Walls, the difference in the game right now. How long does this 1-0 score hold?
I can't imagine it's going to hold long either way. The ball keeps on flying out. We haven't had a lot of stoppage, not a lot of, if you will, half-court offense here so far in today's game. It's been a lot of back and forth. That's when we got a lot of the attempts, a lot of the really big goal-scoring opportunities. I think it's going to continue to be the pace of this game, and that's going to be where we see our next goal.
Remember, fans, MASL Monday is back with a familiar face. Join Alex Bashavansky and special guests each week to recap the weekend's game and keep up to date on the latest news. This is your central source for all things MASL. Make sure you tune in with our good friend Alex on MASL Mondays. I got to get back to Lindsay Mogul, who we know is out there listening in Twitchland tonight. She actually asked me to be one of Alex's first guests. I'm going to see if she'll settle for you instead.
Yeah, I mean, that's essentially what it would be.
Oh, don't sell yourself short, Matt.
I don't have the catchphrases, Joey. That's what they want. The people want the catchphrases, Joey. All right.
Some of
that's
them.
why we want it. That's why we want goals. Who cares what the other ones want? I'm not talking about them.
You're the best. You are the best with one of these pocket handkerchiefs in this league.
Oh, I appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much. I'm gonna have a nice little assortment throughout the season. Just keep on watching.
There's more who wear it than you think. Matt Rocchio, what a pleasure it is to be with you and all these great fans out here. They're doing the floss cam.
Joey, can you floss?
Well, as I've told my dentist many times, yes, I can, but I choose not to, just so we can have more to talk about when I come in.
God bless America for that. It's a nation of choices. No, I cannot.
Well, neither of us made it on the floss cam. That's flossed. Well done to Cristo. Elevated, and there's those headers you were talking about, but just butterflied it up top.
I believe staying young at heart is important, but also knowing your age is also important, Joey. I have my dances, and the floss is not one of them.
We were like the OK Cupid generation, right?
I believe you mean the Cupid Shuffle.
Well, hey, listen.
The
OK
too,
Cupid.
yeah.
We were the OK Cupid generation too.
Sometimes insight on Joey's personal life there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes. Somebody on OK Cupid right now, track me down. Cristo trying to track that down. It's OK Cupid it off the board and very fighting for it.
Again, someone get this man a goal.
Hard struggle against Tetsane. And Pepe able to evacuate. Yahic trying to poke. Grabbed by De Silva. Orchestrated back through Schmerman. He's played well here tonight, had that brilliant cross. Gonna go back to the bench. And Tetsane thinking things over. Kansas City, 13 wins last year. Quite a successful season for our friends from across the state. Again, a season split, head-to-head matchup, 3-3, ambush Comets, 2022-2023. I think it's going to be very even if this score is any indication.
It's so dumb how cliche the whole throw out the record books comments you make when you have a rivalry like this across any sport. But when you look at those numbers and then you look at the rest of the entire season, that really is nothing more true than you have to throw out the record books. You have to throw out the rosters, throw out the stats. When these two teams face off, it doesn't matter what the momentum is going either way. It's a completely different game when you actually get the Comets and the ambush on a field for 4 quarters.
Flores whistles it way over the glass. Paulo rolling it out. He'll be a huge difference this year. Some of these new faces for the ambush should aid in what's going to be another great season series against these Comets. Mark Baker is part of this goaltending unit along with Paulo, and boy, people just singing his praises around Family Arena before the game. Been told that Baker may, this is not official, but may get the start tomorrow. Described by our good friend Brian Wagner as an absolute stud. Pepe pushed down there. Sinclair not satisfied with the call.
And you just have to have so much positivity and there's kind of a relief running through you if you're an ambush fan and hearing that. Not only is Paulo healthy, but the fact that they have the backup goalie is a gamer to that level, and not having to worry constantly week in and week out who is going to be the goalie, what's the position, what's the state of the position going to be. We talked with Locker before the game, and he talked about how that inconsistency spilled over to practice. They didn't know who the goalie was going to be in practice every day, and so that held back how well they were going to be able to practice. There's a reason that he's excited for this season, and Paulo's a big reason for it.
Mijatovic. Caterpillars it down low to Duduka. Favor repaid. Mijatovic. Deflected up and out. Left foot. Pop loose. One of the members from the goaltending staff last year, Sway Mason, has found a new home with the Kansas City Comets. He is on the bench as the backup tonight.
One of the few guys who was able to give them some consistency last year for a stretch. Sway was a lot of fun, man. He had some huge games with some unbelievably circus-like saves for them. If there's any reason that Neto cannot play this year like he wasn't able to late last year for the Comets, they'll be in good hands with Sway Mason.
Barry down low to Duduka. Push back to Pepe! Just wide. Duduka regathers. Struggles a bit to contain it on that wall.
Something special happens when Pepe's on the other side of that little yellow line. Something special happens. He decides to just pull some out. It's going to make everyone stand out of their chair special. Every time he scored last year, it seemed to be from 30 yards out.
Had one against the Milwaukee Wave that was maybe the goal of the year in the MASL. Walls poking to Ellis, taken down by Neto! Blue card is out, and Neto can't believe it. But I think the call right here.
Going to be a little bit more clear than some of the other calls we've had earlier in the match. Neto making a hard play. Again, we talk about the aggressive goalkeeping that Neto's usually known for, and this is a great example of it. A great ball there from Mijatovic, a great dummy. Tony Walls couldn't settle it completely, but Kevin Ellis right there, Johnny on the spot, and then Nicolau Neto just playing a little bit too rough. He doesn't get almost any ball. He clearly takes down former Comets teammate Kevin Ellis, and this is going to be a great chance for the Ambush to double their lead.
Just outside the box. They're going to be able to build the wall, not a penalty shot here. 2-minute tripping call, and I do believe Kansas City is going to have to put someone physically in the box, though the foul win against Neto. They're going to have somebody come over from the bench, get it set up here. It'll be Lalo who serves it, and let's see who strikes it. Ellis, Walls, Mijatovic, all in the area. The three on the wall for the Comets. Almeida down deep. He'll go far post. Ellis slammed it. Might have clipped Neto, who got out in front with the wall. Really not a lot he could do from the mouth of the goal. And able to parry that. 2 minutes starting here. Ellis touching. Almeida. Back to Mijatovic, looking for Ellis. Takeaway, doesn't go far. Mijatovic restarting with Kevin. Almeida and Walls on the near side with him. 2:34 left in this second quarter. Mijatovic back to Ellis. Juggles it over to Almeida. Down low, Walls, and that's in! Mostaza! Duduka! Jamming home like Bob Marley night in the retirement village. 2-0 Ambush lead.
And what a goal there for the Ambush. Their second of the season, their second of the game. Duduka Carvalho, we call him Hulk, and what a monstrous kick there of the toy soccer ball. He almost got it up here to the broadcast. But what a move there. Kevin Ellis to Tony Walls. Tony Walls almost put it in himself. In fact, if Duduka's not there, it might have been another Tony Walls goal. But Duduka crashing hard, making it go from about a 99%er to a 100%er. Ambush up 2-0.
Wow. What a great vibe right now for the St. Louis Ambush. Dominating this game. A couple of great finishes in the second quarter. Walls with a goal and an assist. Now Barry off a great feed from Yahic. Hammered down to the top of the arc. Another blue has come out.
And Nicolau Neto's immediately saying, let's review this one. Let's review this one. Another contested tackle there between the Comets and the Ambush, but quicker card this time. We're seeing him a little bit quicker here with these more obvious calls here later on in the game than they were there in the first quarter. Nicolau Neto doesn't like it, though. He wants a review. A great play, by the way, by Marcel Barry to keep it alive. Header off the foot, off the chest, staying in front of it. A great play by Barry to keep it alive and obviously force the Comets to make a little bit of a rough tackle.
Well, what a tremendous serve there by Yahic. Talking about futsal, beauty of a play to get it to Barry. Fouled. It looked fairly clear from up here. Obviously, we're paid for our objectivity. Stefan Stokic, he's also paid for his objectivity, as is Leo Gibson. And the challenge flag is going to come out. They'll go to video review here in the final 2:07 of the second. And the Comets, actually, they've sent someone over here. Abreu has gone into the box. And perhaps
I think it's also, Joey, a little side note here. It is interesting that is the first time we've mentioned Leo Gibson, aside from the opening comments of the broadcast.
Well, it looks like Stokic has thrown it back on the field now, that red handkerchief.
And we are going to get VAR, but interesting to me, though, that we haven't called any Leo Gibson out on the field. Obviously, a lot of conversation throughout his entire career, the player coach for the Comets. Haven't seen him out here on the field, obviously doing the great work there behind the bench this year as the head coach.
Well,
but interesting to me that we haven't seen any minutes from here out here on the field. Again, I didn't get an answer when I talked to assistant coach Stefan Stokic before the game about the minutes. He said that was going to be a Leo Gibson thing, and I think we're kind of seeing the answer early on in this game.
And the reason we couldn't get Leo is he was out there warming up.
Yeah,
he
and
was
so I wonder
stretching and running and getting ready for the game. It looked like he was going to come on the field. Now, we talked to Shelley Clark, co-CEO, owner of this Ambush team. She had said that perhaps Leo, we wouldn't see quite as much of him on the field here this evening. He's in sweats and was talking things over quite vociferously with this refereeing crew.
And maybe it's a back-to-back kind of thing. Maybe we see him over tomorrow in Kansas City, obviously out in front of the home crowd a little bit. This is a deep roster that Kansas City brings into Family Arena tonight. And so it's not shocking that we haven't seen him so far. Is this an interesting development compared to last year? And the blue card is finalized.
Indeed. It's blue, and it's staying. Another Ambush power play coming up. Abreu banished to the box for Kansas City. You know, initially when Neto was waving over toward the bench, there was a member or two of the staff that was kind of motioning to him to calm down. Now, that might have been because they knew they were going to get the challenge and they were going to get that flag out there, but it might have also been sort of an indication, hey, we don't know if this is as solid as you think.
Well, Nicolau is also a very just vociferously passionate player out there. He's always talking. He always wants to have a little conversation with the refs.
Walls, whistle blew. He hesitated. Now he chips one. It stops. Second chance, just wide. Well, Walls wasn't sure if he should go.
Yeah, he didn't like how that was executed from the officials, and Neto just pointed at him, and said, "Go, you're up, my man."
And the rest of the teams came crashing back, kind of distracted him on the shot.
A little bit of a missed opportunity, I think we have to say, for the Ambush there.
First penalty we've seen, penalty shot of the season, goes awry. Still get these two. Chased out, a little bumping there by Ellis as he tried to slow down Togba. $1.38 left here in the second. And the power play will take us to less than 10 seconds to go in this second segment. Ambush leading 2-0. One goal on a power play already. Neto. Long. Guernsey. Pop up on him. Almeida with the chest. Kansas City will clear out. Plenty of time. Lucas Almeida, 5'7" out of Sao Paulo, Brazil. Just celebrated his 34th birthday in October. Give out to Mijatovic. Back to Duduka. Up top, Ellis from the Crow's Nest here. Walls came back to it. Touched outside instead to Stefan. You give back Ellis. Duduka open far corner. Try to thread down to Walls. Picked off by Sosa. 55 seconds left here in the second. Long run. Oh, Paulo! Rejected it like a body odor riddled Tinder match. And he keeps us 2-0. Will he do it again? He will! Tender's so good, you need a side of ranch. Paulo fired up, but a teammate down on the far side. It looks like Mijatovic. And he is down against the board in the corner. Looks like Stefan is going to get a minute here to gather himself. 42 seconds left. Oh, what a couple of great plays by Paulo. And you don't think he's excited to be here, you're crazy. Look at that. Could have broken the plexiglass with those gloves.
Bittersweet play here for the Ambush. Obviously, you have a moment where you get a chance to see a player like Paulo, who we weren't able to see at all last year. And at the same time, Stefan Mijatovic, who was hurt about 90% of last season, goes down with a little bit of an injury here. So hopefully he's okay there. Obviously, great to see Paulo flourishing right now for the Ambush.
Oh, short-handed Kansas City on the board. Flores came coming through, and it was a perfect finish on a perfect ball from Sosa. Easy enough. Flores taps it home. 2-1, 41 seconds left here in the second. Kansas City on the board here for the first time in the 2022-2023 season. Paulo looking a little bit frustrated, but not a ton he could do there. Flores greeted by teammates, among them Sway, on that bench.
Yeah, not a lot you can do when you allow a point-blank shot like that. You just can't allow Nacho coming in there with absolutely no contest
Almeida
whatsoever.
On a bouncing volley. Had it deflected up and out. Duduka back to Ellis. Just about 15 seconds left on this power play. Walls. Side to Mijatovic. Stefan trying to go to work. Touch to Ellis. I talked to him before the game. He said, I broke my metatarsal twice. Had a doctor tell him he might never play again. I was able to battle back. Ellis.
What a warrior.
Has that blocked. Mijatovic. Down low to Duduka. Last chance. Almeida stoned. Back to even strength. Now with 3 seconds. Long run of Abreu. 1 second. Can he get it off? Horn blows. Ambush will take a 2-1 lead to the locker room on top here in the first game of the 2022-2023 MASL season. We're back with more Ambush soccer on the other side of this break.
Go. Shoot! He scores!
What's up, everyone? Alex Bastiavansky here in the MASL studio. I hope you're enjoying the game so far. Here's a look at what's going down in the MASL right now as the season gets underway.
Sweet 16! The San Diego Sockers are back-to-back MASL Ron Newman Cup champions.
What a campaign it was for the San Diego Sockers. Only 2 losses the entire season, and both were in overtime. They will be going for the three-peat this year. All teams will be gunning for the champions. Don't bet against the Sockers, though. Their Fab 5 returns 3 scorers in the MASL's top 10 last year, 5 in the top 15, and they all return this year. Be very, very afraid. 2 teams return to the MASL this year, including the powerful Monterrey Flash, who captured the Ron Newman Cup back in 2015. So the Battle of Mexico is on. The rivalry with Chihuahua will be must-see soccer. And the battle for Dallas area bragging rights is renewed. The Mesquite Outlaws last played in 2019-2020. They're back after a 2-season hiatus. Can't wait to watch them against the Sidekicks. Who are the Empire Strikers, you ask? You know these guys, the Ontario Fury, rebranded in the offseason and have a new name and look. And of course, they'll be led by King Frank, the incomparable Frank Tayu, who's the MASL's all-time leading scorer. But this man will be chasing him down, Ian Bennett, who last season picked up his 2nd consecutive MASL MVP award and is 2nd behind Frank in all-time scoring. He'll be looking to lead Milwaukee back to the promised land. Here's a look at his MVP campaign, a 50-goal season for the Canadian Assassin. He won the scoring title by an impressive 10 points over his closest pursuer. Leo Gibson returns this season behind the bench for the Kansas City Comets. He will still carry the title player coach, but he recently told the Kansas City Star that he's unsure as to how much he'll play this year. He said if the team can be successful without him, he'll stay behind the bench. If they need him, he'll play. Of course, Leo the Legend is Kansas City's all-time leading scorer. Now, how about for the league? Here's your top 4, all playing this season too. Tayu, Bennett, Gibson, and Mr. San Diego, Craig Childs. Now, these are combined point totals from the regular season plus the playoffs. More KC news. Jenna Weinbrenner has made history. She's been named the first ever female coach in the MASL. She will join Gibson's staff as an assistant, and she brings a wealth of experience. She is currently a defender with the NWSL's Kansas City Current. Congratulations, Jenna. And looking ahead, only 3 games in week 2 of play. The calm before the storm, before the schedule really starts rolling. But 3 great contests. Tacoma takes on the rebranded Empire Strikers on December 1st. Utica will travel to Baltimore to take on the always tough Blast in an Eastern Conference showdown on December 3rd. And then that same day, the 2 teams returning to the MASL this season. Monterrey heads to Mesquite to take on the Outlaws. Both these squads were dormant the last 2 seasons and are pumped and ready to go. It will be intense. Oh, it is going to be an incredible season in the MASL. So many exciting things going on. Enjoy the rest of the game, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Being a coach is so amazing, especially in the United States. I coach in Brazil, I coach in Portugal, and I coach in Ukraine. But here, like when you go to soccer fields, I have like 4, 5, 6 soccer fields and a bunch of kids, like little kids, girls, boys, and that's for a soccer lover. That's amazing. That's sport that I love, and really, really grateful for everything the soccer gave me in my life, and now can teach that game and teach it and coach and help a little bit. Just make me really, really happy.
What makes an unbelievable moment? The unbelievable work that goes into it. That's why Community America provides unbelievable resources that go beyond banking, so everyone in KC can work towards achieving financial peace of mind. Community America Credit Union. Believe in unbelievable.
Introducing Domino's new leftovers. It's the same delicious pizza you expect from Domino's, but instead of eating it all tonight, you save some for tomorrow. Sure, it's hot and melty and really delicious, but resist the temptation and you have Domino's leftovers. Domino's leftovers are delicious straight from the toaster oven. They're delicious straight from the skillet.
Who reheats cold pizza?
Right now, you can try Domino's leftovers yourself when you get 2 medium 2-topping pizzas for $6.99 each. Enjoy one tonight, love one tomorrow.
From the front row to the upper level, from the first date to the family outing, from the tight budget to the once-in-a-lifetime. From sold-out stadiums, packed arenas, unforgettable experiences, and every event in between. Get the best seats at the best prices. Memories for life are at ticketsforless.com. Never any service fees.
The doctors of Signature Orthopedics are committed to providing the most advanced and innovative diagnostic, treatment, and if needed, surgical options available in the entire St. Louis region. With 22 orthopedic surgeons and pain management specialists, board certified in every aspect of orthopedic care, including sports medicine, we have you covered. From foot, ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, elbow, wrist, and spine. Contact Signature Orthopedics today.
My name is Robbie Cristo. I'm a target/second forward, and I play for the St. Louis Ambush. My family is originally from Croatia. We moved to St. Louis in '98 as war refugee immigrants. They're still here in St. Louis. They live, in Croatia half the year and here half the year. So I love St. Louis. I mean, this is technically my home. I knew I wasn't born here, but I grew up here. I went to high school here, went to college here. And now I'm playing professional soccer here, so it's just a dream come true, kind of. I wanted to be a pro probably since like 5th grade, just with my dad and just pushing me, and then finally when it kind of became official was when I got my full ride offer to SLU at I think sophomore year. This year I was inducted into the SLU Hall of Fame class. My mom started crying immediately. And Dad also didn't believe me, so that was fun. I love the game even today just because it's all I know. It's all I breathe. I watch soccer daily. I train kids. I coach at Gallagher. Coaching is a struggle sometimes just because you want to have the kids do what you envision automatically, and it doesn't work like that. It's just a very exciting time to see the kids grow and see them develop in front of your eyes and having you help them and hopefully pushing them to those next levels so they can become pros or get full rides to school and stuff like that. Being a part of the community is actually huge. Just, giving back to what everyone gave to me and looking back at it. When I was a kid, I was given so much that I didn't even realize at the time. And now looking back and doing things for Gallagher and SLU and just even the Ambush, it goes a long way to the kids and being a role model that you don't even realize what you're doing until you look back and what it was done to you. being an immigrant myself, I know how tough it is, not for myself exactly growing up because I had such a good family, but for my mother and father coming here, and just the opportunities that presented themselves because of my parents' hard work was incredible. So to the younger generation, just keep going, honestly, and just follow your dream until you realize you have another dream.
This is why I'm here. This is why I'm all in. Better out there starts in here.
We're going to give you the price of admission off of the Zero pillow that's going to fit you.
I love that.
So just bring your ticket in, or your digital ticket, your paper ticket, whatever you got. When you go to the game, you can come in and we'll take the price of going to the game off of the pillow that fits. And these girls know the pillows are so good.
The official sleep specialist.
The official sleep specialist of the St. Louis Ambush. And show us your shirt, Pat. Sleep rules, baby. Sleep rules.
St. Louis Ambush Soccer right here on MASL TV. About to start the third quarter in St. Charles, Missouri. Ambush leading the Kansas City Comets by a score of 2-1. Want to see your favorite teams live this season? Visit Sports Illustrated Tickets for the best tickets to see the MASL action in your favorite arenas. And make sure you get the latest on the MASL and your favorite teams by following MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram and MASL Arena on Twitter. Things looking good so far here for the St. Louis Ambush. Got out to a 2-0 lead. There was all of a sudden a goal that kind of materialized shorthanded for Kansas City. But feeling like the Ambush were able to get the clearer edge in that first half.
Absolutely. I mean, the shot discrepancy is in favor of the Comets, but when you have the penalties there, you saw the Ambush were really able to make some more impact. They forced 6 saves out of Neto because they're just getting more of the dangerous chances right now in front of the net, more so than the Kansas City Comets are. Obviously, there's the big flub from the Ambush letting Nacho get an absolutely just wide open point-blank shot against Paolo, but overall, the Ambush have been able to take advantage of the opportunities they've been given. The question is, can they do it for another half?
4-2 on block shots. Haven't let a ton get through against Paulo. He's played brilliantly, though. A couple of huge saves, especially late in the second. He's looked really good. So 11 shots, but he's been able to come up with some big-time stops, as has the defense. And here's a look at our first half highlights opening up this 2022-2023 season, not just here at Axios Field and the Family Arena in St. Charles, but for the MASL. That's him right there. Paulo's so good to have him back. Makes the leap after the dive. Paulo, huge difference maker between the pipes. And it was on display there, here. The shot never got out, though, as Marcel Berry was able to get a huge takeaway at the very last moment. There was initially a blue card that was issued. He was absolutely perplexed, and for good reason. They took that blue card to a document shredder, and we haven't seen it since. Overturned on our first video replay call of 2022-2023. Tony Wallace living up to the name right there. Wallace Scora set up by Mijatovic and Ellis. Passing wonderful, off one wall, off another. to Walls and pokes it home to make it 1-0 Ambush early in the second. Ambush would get another, and once again, Walls was in the thick of it. Ellis down to Walls. Daduka, easy tap-in goal for Hulk. Puts it in the top shelf, wide open. Walls setting things up wonderfully. What a presence he is, and so proud to be here with the St. Louis Ambush, the MASL veteran, getting these fans fired up and getting the congrats from Paulo. Ellis down low, 2 Walls. Doesn't get prettier than that.
Just a great play into Duca. He's going to be a guy who is going to be close to goal the entire game. The question is, can you get to the ball to him? Obviously, I think that was a goal going either way, even if Duca wasn't the one to put it in, but an incredible play either way.
Yahic to Barry, late here in the second, a takedown in the back, blue card was issued. Ambush got a power play that Kansas City scored shorthanded on. Neto wanted to review, the card would stand. Breo on the foul, Neto none too happy. It would result in a penalty shot, and there was some confusion on that penalty shot taken by Tony Walls. Neto would be right in the thick of that, talking with his bench. It's a beautiful service by Otto Yahic, a perfect pass, great corral from Barry, hammered in the back by Abreu. Yahic knew he wanted the call, and then some controversy and some confusion followed on that penalty shot.
Yeah, obviously not what you want to see from the Ambush. This really was probably one of the few good opportunities that you can kind of maybe say they squandered, just because there was a little confusion on Tony Wall's part. He pointed to the ref. He thought there was some weirdness going on with the whistle call, but the big mistake here came with the mistake that led to the Nacho goal.
And we think on that penalty shot, perhaps Neto came out too early, perhaps the whistle blew kind of out of sync. Weren't sure on that, but whatever happened, Walls wasn't able to capitalize. Rare to see a penalty shot get thwarted like that. On the other end, Flores made us pay. That was following 2 wonderful stops from Paulo. He really saved that first goal a couple of times. Kansas City got it to one of their best. Sosa in the corner, set pieces. He's so lethal, setting up Flores perfectly. And now Neto will return between the pipes. Paulo already between them on the other side, just about to get going here in the third quarter. What would you like to see from the Ambush in this third 15?
Execution. That's been the big thing through the first half when they were playing well, was execution. It was the big thing last year. When they executed their game plan, they were able to play with teams. Take away the roster, take away what you think about the talent levels of 2 different teams. They were playing with the entire MLS league last year where they executed. They can do it the same tonight against one of the best players in the Kansas City Comets. On the other side, the Comets just are playing a sloppy game right now. They're better than what they've shown. The question is, can the Ambush withstand a better version of the Comets throughout one half?
Sosa makes a deposit, clearance by Ellis, picked off by Palmer to start this third quarter. Luckily, it doesn't burn the Ambush. Swirled loose, Walls on the chase. Palmer had to poke up and into the stands. Fans have brought the spirit here to Family Arena tonight. Make sure you get on out and see a game. Next time the Ambush are at home, December 11th against the Baltimore Blast. Check it out, stlambush.com.
Right out of the gate, it's an unforced error for the Comets. That's exactly what I'm talking about. The Comets are a much better team than that. Those aren't the kind of mistakes they usually make.
Trying to make up for it here. Back on the defense, Cristo. Poke to the near side, Tetsane weaves it in the middle, turnage. Great thwart by Guernsey, now a half a bicycle off the foot of Cristo. Gets in front of Tetsane. 5th block shot for St. Louis. Cristo has multiple so far. Comets, they didn't spend a ton of time early in that second quarter in the Ambush end, trying to change that narrative here. Palmer snakes it to Sosa. Reopened here. Good defense by Ellis against Ray Lee. Able to toenail it out. And Sosa using Neto as Kansas City switches. Fresh legs just off the bench. They will use him. It's Lalo out of the corner. Cristo waiting. Able to knock it loose to Ellis. Back to Robbie Cristo. Just saw a great feature on him. Check it out on social media. The St. Louis Ambush on YouTube, talking about his roots here in the St. Louis area. Tremendous part of the Croatian community and a tremendous member of the St. Louis University soccer team for Kevin Kalish. Robbie. Oh, that's clever. SK! Shred receipts and a corrupt body waxing center! Let's get ripped!
And you got to give all the credit in the world to that one to Robbie Christo, the man that you learned a little bit about in the halftime show. What a beautiful through ball there. Forward to Will Eske. This is a perfect pass here. First of all, a beautiful setup there. And the ball here from Robbie Christo, just a perfectly weighted pass. And the fact that he's able to snap off that pass when the ball has that much spin on it, that's an impressive, that's a difficult thing to do, obviously. Running up on it and then being able to touch it and finish with the way it was spinning. Even more difficult for William Eske on the finish. What an impressive pass and finish from Christo and Este there. Ambush up 3-1.
Well, it has been just a wonderful evening here at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Perfect finish. And what a day it's been for man buns as well. That figured in prominently to the USA game. Yes, the other soccer game today against England. Walker Zimmerman, he's got a great man bun, had a huge block early against that English side that USA ended up drawing with. The Comets, they will move with some urgency now. Suddenly that late goal by Nacho doesn't mean quite as much. Good blockage. Guys just falling in front of it. Tristan Austin, Otto Yahic get in front of the latest chance. Now James Togba trying to orchestrate another. And Kansas City not used to being in this situation. Up over the top, Odin Sinclair feeds it out. The team that had one of the most successful seasons in MASL last year. How do they recover here in this second half, suddenly down by a couple of goals? All-time series between these two teams. This is the 33rd ever matchup. There is a slight advantage for Kansas City. They have won 19 of the previous 32. Paulo. Long launch. Walls was calling for it. Neto, a little wide receiver.
The usage of the goalies, by the way, in the offense, the limited way you have now in the MASL, I don't think two teams do it better or two goalies do it better than Paulo and Neto.
That one hammered by Souza, up and out. There's a rule that was introduced last year that I think it took a lot of teams some time to get used to. Goalie can only have it once in the back and serve it loose. You can't use him as an offensive weapon quite as much anymore, but you pick and choose your spots.
But yeah, you've noticed both the Ambush and the Comets tonight have had moments where they've called their goalie up and used that one touch in a very strategic manner. That's the key here, using your opportunities the best way you can.
Heel kick through by Lalo. Great hustle effort, though, by Guernsey. Took it away from Souza in deep. Neto. Pressure coming from the Ambush. Walls and SK put it on. Served over the top. Almeida being bodied and grabbed by Lalo. And the whistle came out quickly. Card will not join it. But an easy call to give it back to the St. Louis Ambush right in front of the Kansas City Comet bench.
We need some easy calls. That's what this game needs right now.
Mijatovic down to Barry. Tried to get by Lee.
I need no more mimed boxes from anybody in a black shirt anymore.
Well, we do say that we are wearing the reverse mime costumes up here for you. Happy to do it. Barry running back after it. Ripped away by Abreu. Abreu just high. Off the bounce. Well wide. Comets won another chance. Hammered. Oh, Paulo with a punch. Second chance. High and wide. Duduka trying to get it out the emergency hatch. Couldn't quite find a way. Now it's hammered off the near side wall. Poked up and poked out. Couple of opportunities in deep there for Ali Sodal. And he'll regret at least one of them. Looked like a pretty clear chance on goal.
Big difference in that stream of attacks there from the Comets. An active Comets team while a flat-footed Ambush squad on defense. They're standing around and looking as soon as the ball leaves somebody's foot, and they're letting Comets get there for rebounds and easy secondary plays. Just too easy right now.
Lee's shot grabbed by Paulo. Lee gets back, helps win it at midfield. Tetsone. Palmer overlapping with him. Fit the middle, Tetsone, what a huge save! Paulo doing glove work like an unemployable shoe model. Able to slap that aside on a great sliding effort. You ever been an unemployable shoe model?
I am every day. You should see my Instagram. I have great shoes.
A lot of feet pics, huh, Matt?
I have great shoes and no one cares.
Hey, I don't.
But my glove game is lacking.
In this climate-controlled arena, gloves are not as
necessary. Was that like an Alanis Morissette, like a factory full of spoons when you only need a knife.
Ooh, I
Is that
like
kind of what that was?
Well, if Alanis brings a lawsuit, I'll concede immediately. But
sometimes you leave me asking questions, Joey.
Well, happy to do it here once again in the 2022-2023 season, Matt. It's all about the preguntas. 3-1. 9:46 left to go here in the third. Keep shooting us.
My apologies.
Those messages on Twitter and Twitch. We've got them flying in left and right. Looks like this is going to keep coming forward as Kansas City bottles up the ambush attack on the far side. We've got John Tarlaski writing in via Twitter saying, loving the broadcast tonight. Happy to have it on Twitch. And we're happy to have the reach and fun of Twitch as well. John, thanks for writing in. Paulo, that time using those feet.
At the next stoppage, Joey, we're going to bring in my favorite comment that I've seen from Twitch today. Have a little discussion about it because I think there's a philosophical bed we can bring from it. These commenters are making me think just like you are today, Joey.
Richard Schmerman banging. Nice work by Mijatovic to chest that forward. Jahic wanted to leave for Barry. Schmerman, who had the initial shot.
Great move there by Schmerman.
Feeding Sosa, low drive, far post just wide.
Got to give some credit, though, to the look there. Sosa and I believe it was Nacho trying to loop around behind the defense of the ambush. A great job there.
Another block shot by Mijatovic. Cristo heads it loose. Jahic leaving, Ellis chipping. Elevation by Souza. He sculls it to Sodal. Fronted by Mijatovic.
Abreu, man, he is dangerous. He was the one who was looping behind there.
Here he is.
And almost picked and was almost there in the corner just to kind of tap it in on the missed pass, or a missed shot, I should say, from Souza. Abreu, number 8 for the Comets, has been active the entire game. He's one of the many Comets who has never been flat-footed and is continuing to create those extra attempts for the Comets. Those are the kind of attempts that change the game late in the third and throughout the fourth.
Helicoptered one out of play there. SK off to Paulo once long. Cristo, who set up the goal here in the third. Staving a defender. Cristo swarmed in that far corner. He ends up spilling. Whistle doesn't come out. Sodal emerges with it. Walls gives him a bump, and this time it does blow. 8:20 left in the third. Kansas City going to restart. Togba pushing it back through the middle. What do you think about that? Should there have been a whistle for Cristo?
I don't think so. I think that's one of those let him play kind of moments. There's been, too many close whistles today. There's got to be some contested tackles, some chippy moments, some feet getting tangled up that just keep on rolling.
Togba trying to roll by Fowler. Tristan gets back in front of him. Ease through Sadavari. Right back with Togba, the veteran. Punches it into the middle. Sadavari feeding outside. Now orchestrated down low. De Silva lost the balance going against walls. Easy pickup for Paulo. Bowls it to himself. Looking long. Fowler in the neighborhood. Takes a long bounce though. Grabbed by Neto. Slow things down slightly. 7:29, halfway point, third quarter. Ambush have gotten back to a 2-goal lead. First game, 2022-2023 here in the MASL, and it's been a good one. Low scoring, tightly contested. Pressure from Pepe. Got that away back to Duduka. Looking for a turn and escorted down to the pavement courtesy of Ramon Palmer, the 5'7" forward out of Kingston, Jamaica. 33-year-old, sent him down. SK giving out to Ellis on the restart. Kevin in his first game for the ambush, what a difference maker. Triangulated back through Briggs. Down low to Duca, who scored, had that run by. Easy enough to pick up off the sidewalk for Neto. Roll loose, Sosa, pressure from Hulk.
I think we have to give a lot of credit to a guy like Kevin Ellis, and also somebody like Stefan Mijatovic and Paulo, just the consistency we've seen from the ambush today.
Lalo bangs off the wall in deep. Tetsane. Ambush able to crowbar away. Sosa, second chance. Found a friend down low. Might have been a hand there by Sinclair. Now whistle. Grabbed instead by Almeida. Pushed off the cardboard, scooped by Tetsane.
Now, consistency is not something we saw last year. In fact, when the ambush would lose, it would be big stretches where that consistency would falter. Guys like Kevin Ellis, you can tell, have affected the way this team has prepared, and the consistency is there this year where it wasn't at times last year, and the stiff backbone of this team and those guys has been crucial in that way.
Intensity on the defensive side has been superb. This ambush team without Vadim Kochikov, Will Niamsi, JT Thomas, Rafael Diaz as well inactive tonight. Of course, Mo Ndiaye now with the Empire Strikers. A lot of changes from the opening game last year. But boy, have the ambush played well here tonight. Defensive battle that's gone the home team's way. Sosa out to Lee. Pushed back through Tetsane. 5:26 left here in the third. Quick moving. No cards have come out in this third stanza. Sodal, heavy pressure from Briggs. Tetsane in the back. Daduka backpedaling against him. Touch forward, Sinclair trying to go to work against Barry. Once cross turf to Sodal. Entry tough right now for Kansas City. Sosa outside of the foot. Sodal back through Tetsane. This Kansas City team, 5 inactive here tonight. Of course, Leo Gibson, he is on the bench. We have not seen him step on the turf yet. Tetsane, stopped by Paulo. Briggs rips it loose. Daduka in pursuit. Tetsane trying to resuscitate it. Sosa looking for Lee. Knocked away by Paulo. Picked back up by Sosa. Great denial by Briggs. Sodal off the near side wall. Punch back to Sosa.
Ambush need to get the ball back, some possession. They need to get some change out. These 5 guys have been on this field for a long time.
Right on cue. Almeida got between Sosa and the ball. Sosa didn't like that very much. Elbows him down. And Paulo's going to open up out wide. Ambush change. SK is back, as is Mijatovic, who touches it. Pepe going loose. Fed to him. Paulo touched by the toe of Pepe. It bounces up into the stands. 4:14 left in the third. And the ambush will retreat. As Neto goes to the ball, they will, I think, give us the media timeout. With 4:14 left in the third. It has been a tremendous evening out here in St. Charles, Missouri. And it is a history-making as well. This game marks a historic first for the Comets in the entire MASL. The first female assistant coach is on the bench for Kansas City. The Comets announced the hiring of former Notre Dame player and current member of the Kansas City Current, Jenna Weinbrenner, earlier this week. She joins head coach Leo Gibson, Stefan Stokic, as well as the goalkeeping staff here for Kansas City. And always good to witness history out here at the Family Arena.
Absolutely, so special. A league like the MASL to make a step like that, and a franchise like the Comets to make that step, it's a perfect thing. Soccer is about community. Soccer is about everybody being included, and so you get somebody who knows the game as well as she does. Bring her in. Let her show these guys how to be a professional soccer player, and she knows better than a lot of people out there.
An unbelievable season for the Kansas City Current. Went all the way to the final and fell to San Diego, led by Alex Morgan, but an unbelievable season for them. Great turnaround for that franchise, and many good days to come, I'm sure, on the Current side.
Tell you what, Kansas City and San Diego soccer scenes, quite impressive when it comes to the indoor squads.
Indoor, outdoor, they've got it all. And here in St. Louis, we've got the indoor, soon to have the outdoor as well. Matt, I'm not embarrassed to admit we ran into each other at that St. Louis City SC match last Wednesday.
Absolutely
against
we did,
Bayer
yes.
Leverkusen. A little bit different being out there in the 31-degree heat than it is in here in these frigid 68-degree temperatures at the Family Arena, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
a balmy 68 here inside the Family Arena above Axios.
I'm sweating, baby.
Above Axios Field. But that was a special night, obviously, getting soccer more involved in St. Louis. It's such a special place. I mean, you're watching the United States men's national team. You see that there's 2 kids from the St. Louis area in the starting lineup in both the first games, in Josh Sargent and Tim Ream. So, I mean, to see that kind of level of participation at that level from St. Louis area, and then come out here and obviously get to watch some indoor soccer and talk about the incredible programs all across the Missouri area. It's a special night here in St. Louis.
And we had a night with St. Louis City SC last year in February. Lutz Pfannenstiel, the sporting director for the St. Louis City SC side, presented with a commemorative jersey, as was Carolyn Kindle, the owner and CEO of that St. Louis City SC team. They will open up play at brand new City Park come March of 2023. Sosa, always dangerous on the set pieces. And from the gold stripe against Cristo and Berry, gets it right back. Cristo came charging Abreu. He's had a penchant for sending it way high and almost airmailed that straight out of the arena.
I like how you said penchant there.
It's my French training. I was taking French lessons in the offseason. Je m'appelle Matt Rocchio.
There you go. How about that?
Log Lodds. Apollo has a repel. Touch to Cristo on a volley. This time he sends it onto the mesh, over the mesh. 3:58 left in the third. 3-1 our score. SK from Cristo, getting the ambush some breathing room. Will it hold the final 19 minutes of this game? Oh, pick off by Yahic. This could be fortuitous. With SK, the shaking and baking. Back to Cristo. And in the back, Lalo did just enough to disrupt. Guys trying to get on the same page. I think as the season goes along, a turnover like that is going to end up in the back of the net.
Yeah, definitely a quick turnage, if you will. A little bit faster next time you get that kind of turnover. You got to make something happen, get some points off the turnover, if you will. Ambush have been a little bit methodical at times tonight, and usually that's been a good thing. But in those plays right there, instead of trying to jump on the opportunity, they've kind of reset and tried to get back into their offense. Again, sometimes you got to be a little bit chaotic, and those one of those plays where that would have been helpful for them to immediately turn around and attack.
Austin gets Flores more acquainted with the carpet. Berry heading back to Paulo on the long serve by Neto. Paulo, he's my man of the match right now. 1 goal through nearly 3 quarters. Touched by the head of Austin. Corralled by Nacho off that near side board.
I got Tony Walls. I got Tony Walls right now. He's got the
goal
assist,
and an assist.
He's got the goal. Got to give him some credit there.
They're my top 2. Walls trying to get back on defense. Charge led by Togba. Grabbed by Paulo before De Silva could get to it. Coming from that weak side, Paulo just into space. Ambush switching. Kansas City, will they try to take advantage? Neto way out of his Neto. Touch back. In the middle, Sandoval hit it off the head of Almeida. Duduca springing toward it. Hard to slow him down. Nacho got some scotch tape on the big fella. And Duduca slowed down just enough. He gives the referee a smile.
He gave Nacho a smile, too, because Nacho knows he got just out-muscled on that play, and he was happy that the ref was there to help him out.
You know, one of the fun things this offseason was following Duduca on Instagram. He's got a home gym. And boy, he was making good use of it the entire season. He's actually got turf down in his home gym, doing a lot of lifting, resistance band work, a lot of stuff I've never done. There's Paulo. I've never done that either. Bricks Palmer, another diving save. Grabbed by Almeida, touched off the wall, and I guess it went out. Sosa will revive it here. Less than 2 to go. Second quarter. SK stepping in front of one here, and a little bit of a lockup. Ends up quickly restarted. Sandoval to Sosa. He's got the assist. Touchdown low off the board. They wanted Abreu. Instead, evacuated all the way out to Neto. With the bottom of the boot, 90 seconds to go. Takes it back to the timeline. Tetsane. Lines of latitude here for the Comets. Lalo trying to spin and grabbing the face on the knockdown. Ambush defender is down here on the near side. And it was Pepe. Can tell that when he took the arms away from the face from our vantage point. And Pepe, long boot, wants Cristo. Robbie trying to go to work with Sosa on his back, and Sosa a little bit too far on his back. Whistle dead in the corner.
Those have to be the kind of plays that Robbie dominates. He's a big man. It can't just be the headers that you use your size for. It's got to be that hold-up play where you're now the distributor for everyone else crossing in front of you.
He's 6'5", and he's behind Otto Yahic. Yahic trying to strategize with him. Cristo runs past. Now Yahic back through Ellis. Wants Mijatovic at the gold stripe. Putts, Berry. Safety back through Mijatovic. Low shot. Berry was taken down. It's whistled dead with 1:06. It looks like the Ambush are going to get a free strike.
They
So it's
shall.
a second foul.
Yep. Clear call there. Just kind of stepped on him as he tried to make the play on the ball. Nothing malicious, but an easy call.
Ellis and Yahic right next to the ball, 2 on the wall, including Sinclair for the Comets. Barry, Ellis, Mijatovic all behind the line. Cristo in deep. Yahic slams it off the wall. Second chance. Hit it toward Ellis. Yanked loose, though, by the Comet defense. Tetsane takes it to the outside. Got past one, running with Sinclair. He also has Lalo up there, trying to go back towards Sinclair. Great defense as usual from Barry. Cristo now to Ellis in transition. Has Yahic weak side. Ellis tries the luck. Bangs off the window. Sinclair gets the head to it. Knocked out by Neto. Cristo trying to catapult it home. Sinclair stepped in front. Guernsey, 35 seconds. Guernsey looking to go cross to Yahic. Out of the air. Sent on, and a little bumping after it came off the head of Mike Scharf, getting his first Ambush minutes. And a bump by Sosa, his third foul, all in the last minute and a half. Sets the Ambush up really well. Good to see Scharf get his first chance here at Axios Field. And serves the ball up. The results in a penalty. Duduka from Ellis, just an inch high. Mijatovic back to Ellis. Plenty of pressure coming from De Silva on the takeaway. Paulo trying to thwart, off the wall, open net. Kansas City in the last minute strikes for the second straight quarter. Make it 3-2. Lucas Souza from Sao Paulo, Brazil, comes streaking through. In a wide open cavern, bangs it in. 1 goal affair, 13.8 left in the third.
Doesn't get any easier than that for the Kansas City Comets. Both goals for them have been ones that just have not been been unfair, really, for Paulo. Just a lost ball there. He couldn't get the ball back. A complete win on the wing there for the Comets. And then Sousa, like you just said, he's going to finish that one clean every single time. A great job there by Felipe Abreu just winning. That was Mike De Silva, winning that ball just completely down the line. Just completely beat Kevin Ellis the entire time. Put him in his hip pocket and never let him get position. And then from there on, Paulo, just nothing he can do, trying to make 2 quick saves within too short of a time.
Phenomenal effort from De Silva, makes it 3-2. Final moments here of the third, and we will go to the final quarter in a 1-goal game. What more could you ask for on the opening night of the 2022-2023 Major Arena Soccer League season from Family Arena in St. Charles? The St. Louis Ambush and the Kansas City Comets coming back after this on MASL TV.
Along with Baby Shark Live, the Christmas show. Journey into the sea with Baby Shark and Ping Pong for the holidays.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
A spectacular immersive experience. November 29th, the Family Arena. Tickets are on sale now at the Carroll House box office located at the Family Arena or Ticketmaster. Photo experience is available. Baby Shark Live, the Christmas show.
From the front row to the upper level, from the first date to the family outing, from the tight budget to the once-in-a-lifetime. From sold-out stadiums, packed arenas, unforgettable experiences, and every event in between. Get the best seats at the best prices. Memories for life are at ticketsforless.com. Never any service fees.
St. Louis Ambush Soccer here on MASL TV. We got balls on the field. It's the Backstoppers ball toss led by our very own Angela Sharp. It's so hard to get a ball on the elephant, and somebody had it on the board amazingly. Now the kids come out to collect them. A little bit of fun. You think you could ever get one on that board in the middle of the field?
No, I mean, look how many there were that just like rolled right past it. I cannot believe how many got that close but actually couldn't land on it. The fact there were only 2 actually on it, that's pretty good. I wouldn't have been able to do it, Joey.
It's nearly impossible, but one of these great fans at Family Arena accomplished an impossible feat. 3-2 game, going to the 4th. Ambush leading 3-1 most of the way through the 3rd. Late goal by Souza, changing things around a little bit. Kansas City back within 1. They meet in that far corner. Ambush much more relaxed, about to come back onto the field in this 3-2 game. SK had an early finish on a great feed from Robbie Cristo. Goal really in the first charge of the first quarter, part of the first part of that 3rd quarter, and then one in the last charge of the 3rd quarter, making the difference. Right now, we get back to where we were at halftime at 2-1. And you know, Matt, there was a philosophical comment. You've been monitoring Twitch.
Yes.
Had the magnifying glass on Twitch. You wanted to share that. What do you got?
Yes, one of the commenters talking about your incredible ability to really just bring them into the moment said he sounds like a 12-year-old with the voice of a 35-year-old.
Well, that's quite a compliment. I'm not 35. I'm 47. Well, happy to keep the spirit of childhood
And I don't know
alive.
if he meant it, but all I know is that is one of the most accurate ways I've ever heard described your broadcasting style.
I agree.
The voice of a 30-year-old, but the intent, the joy in life of a 12-year-old.
Well, I think it was a 35-year-old. Let's give me a little
I
more
was
credit
adjusting
here.
it down to the actual age we are, Joey, 31. They're not adding those 4 years. And no,
If you didn't know,
I'm the same age as you, Joey. We're not adding those 4 years. I'm not letting it happen.
Matt and I went all the way back. We go all the way back to kindergarten here
Yes,
in
sir.
St. Louis
Yes, sir.
together. We reunited for this job, and happy to keep the spirit of our childhood alive for you on a place that's really going to be a great home for the MASL Twitch TV. And Cristo trying to give this one a home. Neto is sending it away. Touched by Felipe Abreu. He's played well, though he's sent a couple of finish opportunities high tonight. Pepe using Robbie, bit of a missed touch back toward Barry. Barry able to get to it, take it away from Palmer. Cristo trying to sluice it loose. Hit off a Comet, stays playable. Pepe helicoptering toward Walls. Off the near side board, trying to twist loose, tangled by Togba. Togba wanted a call there. Said Walls got him with the arm. No call came. No penalties in that 3rd quarter. Had some whistles, but no cards came out. Kept it breezy in the 3rd piece of pie. Sharf got his first minutes there. Now touching back through Paulo. Giving up a couple of goals, but not a ton he could do on either one. Last line of defense pulled away from the nets. Both occasions, Mijatovic turned a washing machine round Abreu. Sharf calling for it. Mijatovic chased all the way back. Sends it past Fowler. Walls on the receiving end with Tristan. Tony to Tristan. Back to Walls. Pass just a little bit long.
Love the look from Tristan Austin. Just not the execution there that you need, a little bit too long, but I mean a perfect setup. Walls, the patience to wait for Austin to get there, the through pass outside of the defense, and then again Austin with the perfect idea, just a little bit too hard on the touch.
SK able to swat it down in the back. Poked back through Sosa. Able to set up a goal in that 2nd quarter. That's pushed by Lalo, looking to get it by Austin. Just swarming to him. Now Lalo on the emerge through the middle. Turnage! Sinclair sent it wide. Ellis orchestrates it. Duduka touches it past Sosa. Tough to catch up to that, though. Grabbed in transition by Lalo, trying to turn it. Pestered by Duduka, eased back through Sosa. 12:43 standing between the Ambush and a first win here in 2022-2023. Sinclair Pressured by Guernsey, went back through Nacho. Far side, Sodal. Good work by Fowler, helping out Pepe. Got the foot to it. Daduka back to Tristan, wanted the through ball to Guernsey. Volleyed back by Schmerman. He's had a couple of nice setups here tonight as well. Schmerman, though, it's been a lot of that. Quick shifts and then back to the bench. A little bumping by Almeida. Will give Kansas City a chance. Schmerman last year started with the ambush, finished the season on the Kansas City side, now returns to them this year. Pushed down into the far side corner. De Silva gives chase. He had the assist in the third. Pepe able to get it back to Paulo. Long launch, seeking Yahic. Badminton right back on his end. Taken out of the air by Briggs. Touch forward by Sandovari. Reclaiming. Now Sosa setting up. Back to Sandovari. Pinballed out to Sosa, the latest goal scorer. Rips this one cross turf. Elevating to try to get to it, Pepe. Instead, Sodal to Sandovari! Off the bar! Ambush. Sigh of relief. Almeida over the top once Yahic. Neto with the noggin all the way to Pepe. Wanted to maybe try to catch him out of position. Miss hit. And sends it up toward Jeff Locker. Looking for his 9th win as the interim head coach, or now the official head coach of the St. Louis Ambush team. And Locker, he's done a good job, it looks like, building this roster, keeping these guys composed for a great defensive matchup tonight.
Absolutely. When he told us before the game that they got better at every position across the board from last season, I wanted to just be shocked because they lost so many talented players. Not taking anything away with the players they added or the development of the players here. They just lost so many talented players. But he clearly got them working this offseason, and the effort and the development was there, and it was palpable for them to see, because he's right. So far, they've been better in almost every single aspect of the game tonight.
Lee's centering effort was dismissed. Now Abreu's handled well by Paulo. Paulo wants someone here, near side, calling for Scharf. Mike Scharf from right here in the St. Louis area, playing it back. Going to be whistled dead, and it looks like there's a blue card up on the far side of the field. And it looks like this is going to be our first blue of the second half. Got to tune in to Nate the Great for this. Our PA
I believe
voice.
it's going to be on the bench.
Ooh, too many on the field. St. Louis Ambush. So Nate delivering bad news here. And now the bench getting a talking to.
Yeah, we had a yellow that got shown to O'Dane Sinclair, I believe it was, when he was on the bench.
Having a conversation with this refereeing crew led by Ryan Sigich, Brian Miller, Matthew
there's a
Rodman,
yellow.
Michael Heath Jr. also part of it. And it looks like it's going officially against Leo Gibson.
Yep, it was right in front. He's standing right behind Sinclair. So there was a card on the bench for the Comets, but the original blue on the ambush for too many men on the field.
And it's served by Yahic. Power play here. Just a warning for the Kansas City bench, really. Blue card makes it 5-on-4 for Kansas City. Golden chance for them to tie the game. Ambush trying to stop that. Togba bursting from the near side. Feed up top. Sosa. Lee triangulated back out to Togba. Down low, they wanted Sodal. Ambush getting in the way. Restarted up top with Sosa. Lee looking for some turnage. Yanked away by SK. He's got a ray of daylight. Pestered by Lee. Foot race. SK left foot stopped by Neto. Looking to reclaim the near side corner. Instead, Lee out with it for Kansas City. Takes a little water off the time dolphin for the ambush. Just over a minute left on that KCP squared. Pushed down by Sosa, deflected by Scharf. Sosa happy to receive once again up top. Lee dumping, near side corner, Togba. Paulo and Co getting in the way. Togba back up top, Sosa deflected off the foot of Paulo. Oh, somehow kept out of the back of the cave. Sosa to Lee. Through the middle, has a friend down deep. Outside shot is in the back of the bookshelf. Oh, it's Sosa again on a clever feed from De Silva. Deja vu. Kansas City, two of them link up again. 9-1-1 left in the fourth. We've got a 3-3 game here at the Family Arena.
The Comets are just so deadly on that power play. It's an inevitable feeling when they have the ball, when they have that kind of possession. The Sodal getting heavy pressure there. He draws 3 Comets, and he's able to get a little bit kick out there, and you have 2 Comets coming out playing hard on him, but unfortunately, at that angle, that close, a guy like Souza is going to be just automatic borderline from that position. He's about 4 feet outside the box. Souza is just clinical from that position. The Comets so deadly. You give him a man advantage like that.
Uh-oh. Comets have never led. Ali Sodala straight in midfield, but Paulo able to get way off his line and stop that. Second chance coming. Tetsane
so many
blockaded
rough
by
turnovers.
Ellis. And Tetsane goes down. It looks like the whistle does come out.
So many bad turnovers for the Ambush throughout this game. Those have really been their big mistakes, have just been big, bad turnovers that have given the Comets some good looks. Fortunately, none of those looks have led directly to any of these goals against the Ambush, but they got to cut that out now because eventually that second part's going to change.
Great save by Paulo. Keeps it 3-3, but Kansas City on the other side gets a free boot. Sosa banging. Pinballs in the middle. Luckily, the Ambush able to ease it out. Dangerous moment there. Kansas City on the doorstep. Chance in deep for Nacho. Couldn't spin it home. Now Mijatovic touches back to Neto. Back to Paulo. Pursued by Abreu. Mijatovic. Oh, taken away by Souza, the man of the match for Kansas City. Wins it back, sets it up top. Give off to Sosa. 8:13 left here in the fourth. Through ball. Seeking Palmer, now a second chance. That ended up on the mesh. Thwarted by Mijatovic. Shot flew off the foot of Sandovari, and Mijatovic, we've seen him down on the ground a couple of times. What a battle here tonight for Mijatovic, and what a battle just to get back out on the turf. Talked to him before the game. He said, I broke a metatarsal twice. I had a doctor who said I might never play again. Also said that in the offseason, where he was not able to get on the pitch last year, weight ballooned up a little bit. He had to lose the weight, get back in shape. He's done a phenomenal job to help anchor this defense in the back. Able to get up here, ambush, trying to get back up to a lead. Have never trailed. Treble, 33. Pepe. Right to the near side post. Ricochets all the way back toward Berry. Touch toward Yahic, picked up by Marcel. Has a friend to the far side, center, Yahic! Started dumpster fire in a Chili's parking lot! Let's get cooked!
Otto Yahic, the most mispronounced name in MASL. They're going to learn how to say it for a goal like that, Joey Zanaboni.
Jakic now, you crazy kids!
They're going to learn after that one, Marcel Berry. Otto Yahic earned that goal in every way, shape, and form. It was his pressure that led to the turnover from the Comets. Marcel Berry, a beautiful play there. Gets it down to his defender, and then an easy cross. There's the vision you want to see. And not only that, but the perfect placement. You get a guy like Nicolau Neto coming from his left to his right, and you put it far to his left side. That is perfect placement from Otto Yahic. What a goal. What a setup from the Ambush on that play. Man, Marcel Berry, he played that turnaround perfectly. We talked about it earlier in the third when there was a little bit of a slow turn from a bad turnover by the Comets in the Ambush, taking it from defense to offense. That, though, was a quick turnaround. Marcel Berry right in there. A quick pass and a great cross to Otto Yahic. And then again, a clinical finish in that low left-hand corner.
And talk about Robbie Christo, second setup of the night. Both apples have come here in the second half. We go to the media timeout here in the fourth after Christo pokes it to Yahic, side shelf finish, makes it 4-3, 7:37 left in the fourth. Thanks so much for being with us here on Twitch tonight. Make sure you check out MASLsoccer.com. It's your home for everything. Major Arena Soccer League. All the latest news, standings, and in-depth features. Bookmark the page now so you don't miss a note. Berry, Christo, Yahic. Just wonderful. Won a gold the World Futsal Championships in Europe just about a month ago. Proud to represent Team USA, and we are proud to honor all veterans right now at Family Arena. Angela Sharp getting all veterans in the crowd here on their feet. Always special to represent Team USA. Otto Jahic, I know he had a positive blast over there at those futsal championships. Longtime member of the St. Louis Scott Gallagher Soccer Club here in St. Louis. And he's got a special partnership going on right now with USA Futsal and the St. Louis Ambush, joining together in a partnership to provide a pathway to the pros. His company that he's just started, USA Futsal St. Louis, is an official affiliate of the St. Louis Ambush, created by Jahic and William S.K. Really special stuff for a lot of great youth players. I think one day we'll have a chance like him to represent Team USA over in those futsal championships.
Absolutely. Just something consistent about the soccer community in St. Louis, really also in Kansas City when you really get down to it, is just their ability to reach out to the community, the understanding that at this basic level, soccer, especially a thing like MASL, it's the best way to say it this way, a ball and a wall is all you need.
Oh, that's a nice header from Walls. Poked it toward Ellis, couldn't get it cleanly. You know, those World Championships for futsal did not have announcers. We need to change that next year, or see if maybe next cycle we can get on that call. Go back maybe on some of those highlights, call them for Otto and the guys.
We should, man. Otto Jahic, such a special player, and the electric ways that futsal goals just can kind of come out of nowhere when you just have that ball, you're dribbling it behind you, you're holding it back, and all of a sudden you just flick it over. The immense just joy from the moment that can come when you watch a futsal game, I would love to do that.
Very prominent in the St. Louis area. And here, oh, a takeaway. Guernsey trying to get to it, courtesy of Austin. Knocked away instead by Tetsane. Rolls up that far side wall, 6:43 left in regulation. Guernsey, bouncing ball, grabbed by Lee, touched forward to Sodal. Pressure comes from SK. Knocked back by the Kansas City Comets defense. Lee out of the cereal bowl. Spoons it towards Sodal. What great anticipation from Mijatovic. Stefan trying to go to work. Lee bottles him. Wants Paulo back. Over the top, Rainbow to the far side. Off the head of Souza. Austin, a little Spider-Man. Was he the last to touch it? Kansas City bench says so. Referees say not. Said he did not get it. Kansas City bench unhappy. They've been shown a yellow for dissent. Duduka on the restart. Back to Berry. Marcel, excellent game. He's got Almeida down deep, as well as Duduka. Pepe up top, lets it rip. Deflected back towards Duduka. Able to get it on a bounce. Poke back, Ellis. Ellis to Duduka. Under 6, Kansas City. They pry it away. Schmerman leading the attack. Has a friend down the far side. Sinclair can't bang it home, and neither can Flores. Put in the middle again by De Silva, and Paulo so happy to escape there.
Gives him credit to the red 3-3 Togba on that play. That was incredible. He did a good job fighting the ball battle over there under the Axios sign on his own defensive side, and then back on the other one, a great job running the full length of the field and getting a great option there. Togba's been great for the Comets the entire game.
Airmail to Jahic. Pushed outside to Mijatovic. Scharf. Bouncing ball, Pepe, 5:19. Stefan with the pressure from Sosa. Pepe squirming through the middle. Mijatovic. Scharf off the near side wall. Off the bench, Briggs. Ambush more than happy to burn a little more off the time candle here. Under 5 now. SK. Wanted Briggs in the middle, had to work hard back to it. SK loose. Able to get it off the wall. Turnage into the middle. Off to Jahic. Could it be another? Otto giving. Christian. Block shot. Ends up with Almeida. Tries to get it through Sinclair. Quickly stripped by SK. 4.5. Otto Jahic. Ellis in the back. Off the bench. Guernsey returns. As does Walls. Left here for Tony. Eases to Guernsey. It kept on the carpet. Back to Tony. SK. Some pressure from Palmer. Now Guernsey. Flicked on Will by Almeida. Back through the middle by Will. Guernsey had a moment. De Silva bodied him and whistled for the call. He doesn't like it. Foul here. Guernsey and co. will have it just beyond the gold stripe.
Really a lost opportunity there for the Ambush despite even the foul call. They had 2 players, they had numbers, and unfortunately just couldn't make anything happen. When you have numbers in the middle of the field like that in the ball, you got to be able to at least get a shot on the pipes.
Togba. Down the near side, crashing into him. Mijatovic both spilled. And a whistle just a moment after the play ended. Mijatovic, Togba bumping and then conversing afterward. Which way does this go? That seems to be the question on everyone's mind. And it looks like it's being signaled in deep. Will this be a drop ball? Looks like that'll indeed be the case. Togba against walls. And it ends up with Cristo. Robbie to Pepe. Launch over the top, Barry to receive. Cristo. Pestered by Togba, sheds him. Bottled by Lee. Escape hatch to Pepe. Stripped by Abreu against Paulo. Pepe gives him a bump. Paulo comes out, trying to get to the ball. It's sent back cross field. Sodal, 3-13 up top.
Some extremely veteran defending there from Pepe, we'll call it.
Wonderful recovery. Abreu stoned by Paulo. Oh, what a huge diving save. 3 to go. Sosa.
Patches O'Houlihan would be proud.
To Lee. High and wide. Tetsane gathers on the weak side. Sosa. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. Tetsane. Miniature golf. Ran into the pond. Out of it, Duduka. Stay on top of the wall for one bounce and get to the fans.
Point number 4 coming in a big hand there for Mr. Paulo as he dove for that one. That was a beautiful, beautiful save. Number 6 or 7 really that you could qualify as a highlight for him this game. He has been incredible this second half.
Paulo, an immaculate game. Got a couple of goals that weren't really his fault. Looks like we've got a timeout coming here. And I think Kansas City wants to strategize. 2:36 left in the 4th. Ambush on top, score of 4-3. Remember to check in after the weekend with MASL Monday. It's back with a familiar face. Join Alex Bostovansky and special guests each week to recap the weekend's games and keep up to date on all the latest news. That's MASL Monday. Learn more about it across social media. MASL Soccer on Facebook and Instagram, and MASL Arena on Twitter. Jeff Locker going over things with his Ambush side. Head coach on the cusp of his 9th win on the Ambush bench.
Interesting right now, if you can see this huddle, the 2 most active voices right now in the huddle, Jeff Locker, Paulo, and I have to say number 3, Lucas Almeida. This really is an interesting situation we see with the coaching here. Not only do you have legends on the bench, but also you have 2 active players on the field right now who are coaches, not only on the field, but on the bench as well, in Almeida and Paulo, and that's got to be so useful for the Ambush team as a whole.
Paulo played the role of assistant coach last year. Almeida has been given the official assistant coach title for 2022-23. Also on the bench tonight, JT Thomas, who's out with an Achilles injury, indefinite on his return. He's been on the bench assisting as well.
One of my favorite things to watch is when veteran players have a little conversation with an official before the restart and play. And we just saw that with Paulo. Not only is he active in the huddle with the Ambush, but right before play starts, he walked over and he had a little conversation with the official. We saw some hand motions. He was clearly describing something he's been seeing throughout that he wants the official to keep his eyes on. I wonder if we'll see that maybe pop up here. Very interesting in these last 2.5 minutes of play.
16 saves tonight from Paulo, and it looks like reinforcements are going to come on for this Kansas City Comets team. They have the extra attacker on. This is the Eric Bergrud special. Even though there's still 2:36 to go, they have pulled Neto. It looks like it is James Togba
think I see a man in a suit somewhere jumping up and down, enjoying excitement that there's an extra attacker on the field.
That's the Eric Bergrud we know. Togba
His
with
hair
that
is just impeccable, too.
special jersey. He's on the outside, pressured by Barry. 6-on-5 here for Kansas City. 2:18 now left in regulation. Touchback, Sosa seeking a shot. Sosa, rip. Guernsey.
Wow, what a clearance by Guernsey.
Karate move there. Able to jar it out. Almeida, little bit of a bump. Whistled for it. Togba and Co. will take it forward. And it's going to be pushed out by Sosa. Tetsane back to Sosa. Orchestrated to Sosa, and that's a major mistake. De Silva hit it up over the board, and now Neto has to burst back on. We get back to 5-on-5 with both keepers in the roost. Almeida plays cross turf. Guernsey to SK. Opens up out wide. SK to Guernsey, trying to get by Tetsane. Tetsane gets a toenail to that. SK trying to slide back. Disrupt. Tetsane past that. Guernsey scrambling back. Here comes the sixth attacker once again. Tetsane getting through the defense. Tetsane down deep, trying to tie it up. Rolled it across. Nobody there to slam it home. Picked up by Sosa. 90 seconds. Fires a shot, and it's in the back of the cage.
Wow.
What a strike from Sosa. 4-4, $1.28 left in the change jar.
And you had a feeling something was come into play in these last 2.5 minutes, and just a minute in when Kansas City is able to even this one up at 4-4, and what a play. Souza and Sosa have been so crucial, as they always are for the Comets. No Leo Gibson today, but those two have stepped in with some incredible play from the midfield. An absolute heartbreaking goal there against the ambush, and we'll watch it here. Souza just steps into it. Wait, look at him tack it up. He sees that he's got a beautiful window there. Christo's a little bit too far to the left. Barry's a little bit too far to the right. He steps right into that one, and that's a tough one. Guernsey, maybe if he could have jumped, might have had a piece of it. Just a perfect strike, a perfect ball from Sosa for this fourth goal of the game for the Comets.
Ambush can still win it in regulation. Pepe trying to do that. Slams it just high, 75 seconds. Bounces all the way to the fans. Mijatovic is going to get off. Looked like the ambush had escaped, but Sosa, a gorgeous shot, evens it up at 4-4. Sea level here. Chance on once again. Flores thwarted at the last moment. Pesters Barry. Marcel pushing it to Pepe. Walls forward, as is Tristan Austin. Bothered by Togba. Volleyed over the top. Neto serves it all the way to his compatriot. Grabbed by Paulo, rolled loose to Ellis. 45 seconds, still plenty of time. Ellis trying to work his way through. Punch back, Pepe. That one tipped on the way in, grabbed by Togba, wanted Abreu. Pepe steps in front, he went down. It's gonna be a free strike for the ambush.
Great
Togba,
job.
Brief protest.
Great job by Pepe there. Great tackle. Hit it the way they were going the other way. It would have been a beautiful takeaway. They would have had numbers, probably 5-on-4 going the other way. If Pepe can just stay on his feet, obviously Togba getting his foot in there a little bit is what stopped it. So a great play there by Pepe. It's veteran players like Pepe who need to come up in these last 30 seconds if the ambush are going to win this game quick.
SK battling forward on the far side. 20 seconds left. Couldn't get to. Almeida does. Goes lateral. 16 seconds left. Almeida looking to get into the near side corner. Slowed up just enough by Souza. Leaks loose toward Ellis. Bumped here. Net open. Leaks to SK. That was deflected just over the bar. Oh, SK had a ray of daylight. 1 second, and we are destined for an extra period here tonight at the Family Arena in St. Charles. Wow, what a soccer match. 4-4 at the end of regulation.
Joey, on Black Friday, you usually have to pay for a lot of things. Today, a little free soccer.
Well, we are happy to bring it to you live here on MASL TV and Twitch. Just an incredible, incredible contest. Goal in the last 90 seconds sends it here. And it's going to be a 10-minute overtime period, potentially a shootout right after. And really couldn't ask for a better way to open up this MASL season. So much fun out here tonight.
Is there anything better across sports than golden goal? I mean, come on. There's literally nothing better. It's your favorite way to play any sport. Come on, next goal wins. We've been having some fun out here. It's a Friday night. next goal wins. That's the best way to play it. It's the way we've been playing it since we were little kids, Joey.
You know that I sleep at night with the MASL rules under my pillow. So I can quote this right off the top of my head, Matt. Rule 7.4, subset E.
I love a subset. Thank you. Go ahead.
Overtime duration. The overtime period shall be 10 minutes, in parentheses the number 10. It shall be a sudden victory period with the team which scores first declare the winner. Golden goal. In other words, if the game is still tied after 10, the game will be determined by a 5-second shootout procedure. Best of 3 rounds, then sudden victory shootout kicks. We will see what we get to here on this fine Black Friday. After 4 complete, a 5th in the making, golden goal, and this is how it shook out in the first 60. 32-14 in terms of shots. That's unbelievable for Kansas City. Half of them forced Paulo to make saves. 16 of those bad boys against just 6 for Neto. My eye still on that bottom row. Block shots, a dozen for the Ambush, just 4 for Kansas City.
That has been absolutely incredible. Like you said, 32 shots, 16 of them have been saved right now. They've put a ton of them on net. 12 of them that haven't gone in have been on net. Unbelievable right now by Raul Neto. 20 of them have been on goal. 16 of them saved. That is just unbelievable right now from the Ambush. Listen, at times offense was an issue. Clearly this year, the attempts are not going to be a problem. The big question, though, can they stop those deadly attempts from coming towards them? Anytime you are allowing 32 attempts and 20 of them on goal, there's a little bit of a problem here. Can they slow down this Kansas City offense? Can they give Powell a little bit of help? And on the other side, they don't have a lot of shots, but they've been deadly when they've gotten the attempts. Can they get a deadly attempt? All they need is one, Joey, but they got to finish it.
So with the taxi man, turn on the radio.
We're still on, Joey. Joey, we're still on. We are still on, Joey.
Jay-Z's song
was on.
Take it, Matt.
Lucas Almeida and Hulk.
Up, play my song. Butterfly, fly away. Not in my head like yeah. What am I doing? Moving my hips like yeah. Thanks to Miley Cyrus.
Get
for being
this
with
man a
us out
goal.
there.
Get this man a goal.
Internet, radio, and television land tonight. And thank you to all of you. Taking us back to the Walmart anthem that had us dancing in 2009. After a coin toss, Ambush are going to tap it first. Again, 10 minutes, golden goal. After that, shootout time. Ambush did have one shootout victory here at the Family Arena last year. That came against Dallas. Almeida and Duduka right in the center hula hoop to start things out. You know what her real name is?
Miley Cyrus?
Yes, Miley Cyrus.
Hannah Montana?
I believe it's Destiny. I believe it's Destiny Cyrus. They called her Miley. That's an abbreviation of Smiley. They thought she was a very happy baby.
These are the facts you're choosing to bring out right before golden goal. Period, huh?
Hey, Billy Ray Cyrus just got engaged.
As they called it in the Major League Arena laws of the game.
Sudden victory.
The sudden victory period, which is a great terminology if you ask me.
Sudden victory. Pepe to SK.
When does the Mortal Kombat contract start for you, Joey?
Finish them.
Plenty of Ambush and Comets fans saying that about the other team today.
Pepe wanted to go to Almeida. Kansas City breaking out with it. Sinclair got by Pepe. Uh-oh. Sinclair in deep. Paulo tried to cut it off. Banged off the wall. Leaks through. Chance. Oh, Paulo! Choking it out like a sociopathic bow tie salesman. He does it again. In deep. Another chance. And Kansas City stopped at the doorstep twice. How did they make that? So close yet so far. Paulo, the reason. Tetsane, he was in deepest. Minute gone, my heart already palpitating.
O'Dane Sinclair, those big, long strides, 6'2", 205, so hard to move off the ball. That was dangerous from the Comets. No surprise.
Had De Silva. And now, Nacho, Balain.
Catch your breath, Joey.
Oh, De Silva knocked it through. Cristo went down. Sosa so dangerous on that far side. He's got 2 goals. Back through Sosa. Here's a hot shot. Just wide. Ellis able to knock it loose.
That's-
Nacho with the latest chance.
That's 3 or 4 chances, depending on how you count them, for the Comets right here to start the overtime. And nothing doing right now offensively for the Ambush right off the get.
Somebody's trying to airdrop something to my phone. Got to decline that. Too much pressure.
That's Bergerud. He's messing with us here during overtime.
Oh, Cristo Paulo leaping up off the window pane. Bobby caught a bump in the back.
Little MASL announcer on announcer war going on here in overtime. Bergerud trying to rattle Joey, who's already very rattled, as the Ambush defense continues to allow dangerous attempts here from the Kansas City Comets.
Oh, Cristo to Barry. Could end at any moment. 2 gone by overtime. Barry sluicing down the far side. Barry up the wall. In front. Yahic! Ambush win! Otto Yahic shutting it down like the government did with my Uncle Gary's Breakfast Burrito Company after that listeria outbreak. 7:48 left in overtime. Ambush winning 5-4. Second of the game from Yahic. And it's Mijatovic gritty through the middle. There is a challenge flag on the field. But the Ambush are in celebration mode as the coaching staff shake hands. What a game. What a moment. What a way to start this season, Matt Rocchio.
There is a red flag on the field. Has just been picked up by the official, but what a goal from Otto Yahic. St. Louis's own. Learn how to say his name because we're going to be saying it a lot on this year's broadcast. What a goal from Otto Yahic, the little capper. An incredible job by the Ambush. They got bodies behind the ball. They threw him at the goal. Everybody got there. It was great ball movement. They picked up on a moment where the Kansas City Comets finally let something through, and they were finally able to jump on it.
And Leo Gibson was desperately trying to get a hold of the refereeing crew to try to work this out. What might he be protesting? We're going to go to our sources here and get back with you. Leo is not happy, but it is an Ambush victory here. What a game.
What a game, and these fans, what they did here tonight. The absolute eruption the moment that ball touched the foot of Otto Yahic. Everyone knew the way it was setting up that it was clearly going to go in. Just a tap-in goal, your favorite ones if you're a soccer fan. A beautiful moment there, and again, it was crucial. The Ambush finally did what they haven't been doing all game. They got a bunch of bodies behind the ball, crashing towards the net, and they finally were able to get a rebound their way. The only other one that really went their way was Tony Walls earlier in the game, and he had to make that happen completely by himself. But don't worry, this Ambush team finally got it going when they needed to. A sudden victory. They needed that golden goal, and boy, did they get it, Joey Zanaboni.
Sudden victory. Ambush win it 5-4, and talking with our refereeing crew up here in the box, learned there was a blue card that was issued. Looked like it was against Kansas City. Referees played advantage, and that kept the play going for Otto Yahic to put home for the game winner. I think Leo Gibson wanted the play stopped. He did not think that there should have been advantage ruled, and instead it kept going. Leo was not happy after the game. Looked like a couple members of his coaching staff were already on the field. One of them tipped a proverbial cap to the crowd, and it looked like they had kind of conceded. Leo got a late conversation in. Story, though, here is Ambush. Yahic and co. celebrating here tonight. We're about to get representatives from both teams with our very own Angela Sharp. First, though, a victory lap for an Ambush team that has been just incredible here on the opening night of the 2022-2023 MASL season. Two teams meet again tomorrow. Independence, Missouri, Cable Dahmer Arena. I won't be in the crowd to airdrop things to Eric Berg.
I wish I could be, man. This is going to be electric tomorrow, Joey.
We'll be watching here on Twitch, though.
Absolutely.
It is going to be a great atmosphere. Always is out there, the home of the Kansas City Comets. Best of luck to the Ambush tomorrow on the road, and I hope it's as entertaining for those fans in Independence as it was for us.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, Paulo, Tony Walls, the early picks, but I think the late charge, the game-winning goal, St. Louis's own, the man with a gold medal now sitting at home, I think it's got to be the man we're all thinking now, the man with the most unpronounceable name in maybe the MLS.
The Chris Tiger Agency star of the game is going to go to Paulo, but perhaps the man of the match, Otto Jahic, a couple of late goals. What a run he has been on here over the last 30 days or so, from the Futsal World Championships back here to St. Louis, a town that he knows and loves, celebrating in the stands. Players who have been inactive tonight, including Vadim Kojakov, right there to greet him and celebrate with him. Looks like Otto is going to be first up with our very own Angela Sharp. She's been in the sequin jacket. Lux has been in the sequin skirt. Let's toss it down to Angela Sharp.
All right, hey everybody, I've got your ambush player of the game. And you know how you know it's a good game? When you go to hug somebody and their jersey is sopping wet. Otto, you had an amazing game today. But first, let's go back. Home opener here with your ambush fans making all this noise today. What is it like to come back for a home opener?
I mean, it's everything for us. Without these people here, we don't have that energy going into the overtime and get that win. So without them, this is nothing. So this is for the fans and the whole organization.
I love to hear that. He just said what I've been saying all the time. The players can hear your energy. They pick up on that energy. They love that energy. You had a couple of really big goals there. A couple of really good celebrations, too. We love to see that, especially against the Comets. What was kind of your guys' game plan today?
I mean, I think the game plan is we want to win every game at home. No matter who's here, if it's a Comets, it's a Sockers, no matter who walks into this house, we want to walk out the winners. So I think we kind of showed that energy tonight, and then we moved on from there.
All right, now is there anything we have to work on for next game? Because this was a pretty great game, I got to tell you.
I think we actually did a really good job in all aspects. I would say just cleaning up the little details. Probably in the fourth quarter we can close that game out. But other than that, congrats to the boys and the team and coaching staff. That was awesome.
That was an awesome win. And just one more time, just so they really hear it from an actual player, you really do pick up on the energy that these fans are giving you guys.
Absolutely. Without you guys, again, we don't win that game right there. So thank you to you guys again. This win's for you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so very much, sir. There you go, right there, your ambush player of the game.
What a tremendous sportsman Otto Jahic is, thanking these fans and crediting them really with an assist for this win. We're going to toss it back down to Angela with Richard Schmerman, formerly the Ambush, now with the KC Comets.
An excellent game. For a while there, I thought the Ambush had it in the bag, but then you took it into an overtime.
Yeah, that's the thing about this team is they never quit. Doesn't matter. They could be up 6-0. We're never going to quit. We're always going to fight till the end.
Always going to fight to the end. Now, obviously, you got a point, but you didn't come out with the win. What are you guys going to be making some little tweaks on to work on for your next game?
I mean, just minor adjustments, but good thing about tomorrow is we're in our house. We've got the crowd behind us, and we'll get a night of sleep there. You guys get to travel to us, maybe even things out a little bit.
You think that, I was going to ask, do you think that matters with the traveling back and forth like that? Do you think it matters getting to sleep in your own bed versus not?
Maybe last night, but.
Oh, I feel like something last night, but tonight it doesn't matter.
No.
It's not going to matter. Well, when you come back and you're wearing a different jersey, and you know, I'm sure you still hear a little bit cheers here and there for you. What's that like? Is it a little weird?
No, I love it. I mean, I've gotten to know all these people for 10 years, basically, you know. So no, I mean, it's great to hear those cheers still, even when I'm, you know, on the other side of 70.
All right, well, we love the rivalry, so we will see what happens, I guess, tomorrow night.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Thank you to Angela, and thank you to Richard Schmerman for joining after Otto Jahic. An incredible evening of soccer, 16 saves in regulation, a couple of beauties as well by Paulo in overtime. And after Kansas City almost ended the game a couple of times, St. Louis used the wall, just like on that first goal of the game when Tony Walls struck Walls to Duduka for a second. Right after that, Jahic in the end was the guy who got the last two after a great strike from William S.K. early in that third quarter on a first 2 assists by Robbie Christo. There it is right there. Can't forget about how huge Christo was in this game.
Absolutely. Robbie Christo, both those assists and back-to-back goals for the St. Louis Ambush. He was absolutely huge, obviously, getting the one where he throws the through pass and then crossing the field to Otto Jahic for Otto Jahic's first goal. Obviously, the game kind of switched from a very Robbie Cristo and Tony Walls heavy to a very Paolo and Otto Yahic heavy game. There was Otto Yahic again, that beautiful little goal there into the lower 90, a perfect goal there. Incredible job there. Otto Yahic just locked in and completely changed the dynamic of this game.
And what a great move by Barry on that final goal. Poked off the wall to Otto Yahic again. It was a play through, kept going despite the protestations of Leo Gibson. A 5-4 overtime win for the St. Louis Ambush. We'll be back for you on Twitch come December 11th at 4:05. Until then, enjoy Eric and Nick tomorrow, 6:05 on the start. Comets hosting our ambush. So long and good night for all of our great crew. We say thank you here at the Family Arena. We're done on MASL TV and Twitch. Good night from St. Charles.